In at 10, Carla Bellucci. 37-year-old Carla Bellucci is a former model and is also known as the UK's most hated influencer. And that's because she faked clinical depression to get a free nose job from the NHS, valued at $14,000 US. That kind of rhymed. She also bragged about it on This Morning, and she said she had no regrets. Carla insists that there are other people who are taking advantage of the NHS because of cracks in the system, and she was coached on what to say. The NHS doesn't always pay for cosmetic surgery, but there have been instances where they do pay for cosmetic surgery for psychological or health reasons. Bellucci also says that her 90,000 Instagram followers regularly send her gifts, and she even tried to crowdfund a $30,000 Brazilian butt lift. That one didn't really work out though, ever since the truth about her came out. In at number 9, Aga Brzezowska. Aga, who's known online as Alicia, is 20 years old and Polish born. From her Instagram photos, she appears to be black. But when a photo of her when she was 13 went viral, showing much lighter skin and a much thinner body, she was accused of blackfishing and cultural appropriation. So blackfishing is a term to describe people who pose as black or mixed race on social media by using makeup, hair products, and sometimes even surgery. Alicia describes herself as being olive skinned and denies the accusations of cultural appropriation. She simply likes fake tanning. A lot. But that is not all. She also sports cornrows on a regular basis, and her style can only be described as urban. You can't deny how different she looked when she was 13, and many have accused her of getting surgery so she looks more like a black woman. Alicia is a micro-influencer with about 25,000 followers, but she has received free clothes and products in exchange for posts. She denies getting surgery to change her body, and she also denies being white. At number 8 on our list, Raw Vanna. Yovana Mendoza, aka Raw Vanna, is a YouTuber famously known for being a vegan. She regularly posts content about her vegan lifestyle. Well, she used to anyway. She had a devoted fan base who would turn to her for tips and inspiration, and she has 1.2 million followers on Instagram. That number actually used to be 1.3 million followers because back in March of 2019 she was exposed after she was seen in another blogger's video eating fish. How dare you! How dare you eat fish! Yovana finally came clean in a 33-minute YouTube video where she tries to explain herself, stating that veganism has been detrimental to her health. She began to lose her menstrual cycles, she was fatigued, and her doctor told her that she had to eat eggs and meat. She was forced to abandon her vegan diet after 6 years and started eating fish and eggs. Since the scandal broke, she's changed her name to Yovana and not Ravana, because that would imply she eats a raw diet. You get what I'm saying. At 7, Emily Ratajkowski. Emily Ratajkowski and her millionaire husband were exposed by their landlord because apparently they don't pay rent. What? They live for free in their NoHo loft in New York thanks to a legal loophole meant to protect struggling artists. Her husband, filmmaker Sebastian Blair McLeod, is worth an estimated $12 million, but apparently he owes his landlord $120,000 because he and his wife are exploiting the loft law, which helps struggling artists and low-income families in need of affordable housing by preventing landlords from kicking them out if they live illegally in commercial loft spaces. This law has been in place since 1982, but as you can probably tell, one of the most famous supermodels in the world and her millionaire husband are not struggling artists. To make matters worse, their landlord reports that they regularly have loud parties until the wee hours of the morning, making it difficult for their neighbors to get a good night's sleep. After the news broke, Emily's comment section on Instagram was filled with nasty remarks from people who are urging her to just like, yo, pay your rent, dude. In at number 6, we got Lisa Lee, the woman who inspired this list. Love you, Lisa. Lisa Lee is a Weibo influencer from China who often flaunts her lavish lifestyle online, as most influencers do. But the problem is, she was like cropping out what her apartment really looked like. Lisa Lee made international news in September of 2019 after her former landlady gave a guided tour of her former apartment. The place was covered in dog excrement, garbage, dust, and it pretty much looked like a landfill. Lisa's landlord felt compelled to expose Lisa for who she really is after Lisa moved out of her property without paying bills, and also apparently without cleaning. After several failed attempts to call her, Lisa's landlady basically had enough and she wanted to show the world what her former tenant was really like. Her apartment was so disgusting that professional cleaners refused to touch it. Like not even with like rubber gloves, dude. That's saying something. It's like radioactive. Miraculously, Lisa came out of hiding and returned to thousands upon thousands of messages from angry fans who called her a phony. Lisa did end up apologizing to her landlady. She paid her back the unpaid utility costs and also posted a video that shows her cleaning her gross flat. Sweeping up the dog poo. By that time though, it was already too late. Halfway there now at number 5, Your Highness Xiao Bilu. This influencer was a live streamer from China who's known for her sweet and healing voice. She had many generous followers, close to 1 million of them on Douyu, who donated more than $15,000 to her just to watch her. She has the appearance of a young, vivacious woman, but it turns out that she was using a filter all along. A glitch revealed that she's actually a 58-year-old woman. That's awkward. Needless to say, she lost a ton of followers, who were mostly men. Live streaming is a very lucrative business in China. There are around 425 million live streamers who commonly use face filters. They make money by singing karaoke, talking, or eating. But because many of them use face filters, you never know what a Chinese live streamer really looks like. So best keep your money in your pockets, fellas. Huh? At number 4, we've got Caroline Calloway. Caroline Calloway is an American influencer with about 800,000 Instagram followers who found fame through her clever captions and by using the hashtag AdventureGram. But it turns out that her huge following might be totally fake. In a tell-all essay written by Caroline Calloway's ex-best friend, Natalie Beach, she was exposed for taking out ads designed to look like posts to promote her Instagram. And she bought tens of thousands of fake followers to make it seem like she had a way bigger following than she actually had. But that's not all Caroline was lying about. Natalie Beach claims that she helped Caroline write her always witty and hilarious captions, and almost half of her proposal for her unwritten memoir. The story goes that Caroline was told by literary professionals that no one would ever buy a memoir from someone with no following and no claim to fame. That's fair enough. So she went ahead and she created the fame herself. She ended up landing a $375,000 book deal and got $500,000 in advance to write her memoir about being an influencer. She never credited her friend Natalie for doing a huge chunk of the writing for her. Gotta hand it to Caroline. She fooled everyone, but she never went ahead with her book deal. She's widely known now as a scammer, and she owes her publisher over $100,000. Getting close now at number 3, Tana Mongeau. Tana Mongeau, aka YouTube's Queen of Clout, recently married fellow Clout chaser Jake Paul in a lavish wedding in Las Vegas. After the wedding, there were a lot of people coming out of the woodwork to say that the wedding was kind of fake. First of all, it wasn't registered in the state of Nevada, where the wedding took place, so there's your first red flag. Big red flag. Also, the couple didn't leave their wedding together either. Kind of weird. So that's another red flag. At the time, Tana took to Twitter to shut down rumors about her wedding being fake. But a few days later, she actually admitted that the whole thing was a sham in an episode of her YouTube show, Tana Turns 21. She said, I quote, I think we are all trying to piece together the puzzles of what we actually want this engagement and marriage to be. I have a lot of love for him, but it's still something fun and lighthearted that we're obviously doing for fun and content. I mean, obviously you're just doing it for fun and content. So when Tana admitted this, people were pretty angry about it. A lot of people paid a lot of money to watch that wedding. I think it was like $50 or something to stream it. So Tana went on Twitter to explain herself. She said, I understand people's frustrations with the soundbite from the show, and it's the last thing I want to talk about right now, but obviously I just uploaded an 8-minute YouTube video on how much I love Jake, and I'm not trying to look like that much of a sociopath. In further tweets, she basically said that the soundbite from the MTV show was taken out of context, and she didn't actually admit that her marriage was fake. So she still wants people to believe that she and Jake Paul are married. I highly doubt that. In at 10, Casey Sosnowski. Now this one isn't a big deal to me, which is why it isn't higher on our list, but it's a prime example of how easy it is for an influencer to flex on you and make you feel bad about your own lack of whatever. An Instagram influencer called Casey Sosnowski posted this photo of herself hiking with the caption, nature is the ultimate healer to all our problems, hashtag nature lovers. It appears like she's hiking through the woods wearing athletic gear, being all active and Photos like this make me feel fat and boring. But it turns out that Casey's photo shoot was totally staged. She wasn't hiking in the woods, she was next to some trees in her own backyard. Casey was exposed by her own sister on Twitter. Here's the tweet. My sister says that she was going hiking. This is our backyard. This little tweet made Casey go viral, but she didn't really get upset about being called out. Don't you just love siblings? The photo is still up on her Instagram, only now the caption says, did I go hiking? No. Is this my backyard? Maybe. Well played, Casey, well played. In at number 9, Amelia Liana. Amelia Liana was a famous travel blogger who would post pictures of herself in front of iconic destinations. She has hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers who enviously look at her seemingly amazing lifestyle. I mean, getting to travel anywhere you want is pretty much everyone's dream life. But Amelia was actually exposed back in July of 2017 thanks to one photo that shows her in front of the New York skyline with the caption, what a welcome to NYC, hashtag top of the rock. This photo made it seem like she was standing at the top of the Rockefeller Center, which overlooks the New York skyline. I actually prefer going to Rockefeller over the Empire State Building, shopping when I'm in New York because you can actually get a view of the Empire State Building. Way better for photos. But Amelia Liana wasn't at the top of the rock. In reality, she was probably in front of a green screen. How did people know this? Because she used a stock image of the Empire State Building that didn't have the Freedom Tower in it. Once she was exposed for this picture, people started to pick apart every single one of her photos. And it just seems like she's taking photos of herself and then just superimposing pictures of iconic destinations. This is actually pretty easy to do with Photoshop. You just need a well-lit, sharp image of yourself, and then you need a sharp image of the background. You can stitch the photos together quite easily. Pop on a filter and boom, the more you know. Sliding into number 8, we got Johanna Olsen. Johanna has 533,000 Instagram followers, and she's also a travel blogger. Honestly, I'm looking at her feed and it's like, damn, she really does have the perfect life, doesn't she? But is it real? Well, some photos are probably real, but there are many that are faked. They are too good to be real. Johanna was exposed back in December of 2019 for superimposing herself in front of iconic travel spots in Paris. If you look closely at her photos, many of them have pretty bad stitching. She responded to the criticism online and said that she really was at those iconic Parisian spots, but she took separate photos. One of the background and one of her, and then stitched them together. This was one of her captions where she admitted to it. Guys, I was in Paris at this restaurant. They seated me at a table with no view. I really wanted a picture with the best view to get that perfect Paris vibe to inspire you guys. So instead of complaining to the staff about where they seated me, I simply took a picture of the background that I wanted from a better table and photoshopped it. Really? To inspire me? Or to make it seem like you have a way better life than you do? Guys, come on, Instagram is not real! Nothing is real! At number 7, Woe Vicky. Woe Vicky, aka Victoria Waldrip, is an Instagram star based out of Atlanta who has famously claimed to be African American, yet she's very white. Her videos also make a mockery of African American slang and lifestyle. But Woe Vicky's been exposed time and time again for being nothing more than an actress who's really good at making funny videos. Woe Vicky is a character. She's been caught on camera breaking character many times. Furthermore, Vicky claims to be from a poor background, essentially from the hood, when it turns out that Victoria Waldrip is the daughter of successful home building entrepreneur Steve Waldrip. She did not grow up living in poverty, she grew up a privileged white girl. Regardless, Woe Vicky is breaking it in. She likely has a multi-million-dollar deal with Fashion Nova because she's often repping their brand in her posts. Do you guys remember those free iPhone videos too? Oh my god, they were so annoying. I am so glad she stopped that. Regardless, I actually think she's pretty funny, but she's still offensive in her own way. In at 6, Tiffany Mitchell. Tiffany Mitchell is a lifestyle blogger with 215,000 followers. Back in August of 2019, she came under fire for staging a motorcycle accident for likes. I mean, it's pretty weird that she took beautiful photos of a pretend motorcycle accident that show her lying on the road and being rescued by some male model that just happened to be there. So Tiffany said at the time that she did get into a motorcycle accident 2 weeks before the post. She said it was a very traumatic experience that left her shaken up. She also said she was thrown off her bike and helped by strangers. At first the post got a ton of nice get well soon comments and thousands upon thousands of likes, but then the mean comments started rolling in. It was all too convenient. How is it that she so happened to have a photographer on hand to take stunning photographs of her motorcycle accident? She was also wearing completely inappropriate clothing for riding a motorcycle, and her motorcycle was standing up in the photos. To make matters worse, there was a conveniently placed smart water bottle in some of the photos, leading some people to believe that it was a paid sponsorship done in very poor taste. Tiffany defended herself and said she didn't know that her photographer was taking photos of her, and maintains to this day that the post she made was well intentioned. Halfway there now, at number 5, Elle Darby. This scandal changed the way influencers approach brands forever. So back in January of 2018, the owner of the White Moose Cafe in Dublin, Paul Stenson, posted an email sent to him from Elle Darby, but her name was redacted. It read as follows: "Hi there, I hope this email finds you well. I'm emailing in regards to a possible collaboration on social media. My name is blank. I work as a social media influencer, mainly lifestyle, beauty, and travel based." She goes on to say that her and her partner are planning a trip to Dublin for an early Valentine's Day weekend, and she asks for a free stay at the White Moose Cafe Hotel in exchange for posts on social media. Now I know a lot of influencers who do this. They reach out to brands they like and then they share their media kit, etc. This is how you start brand relationships. But the way Elle went about this is pretty unprofessional. When she was denied her request, she wrote negative reviews on their Facebook page and then made a YouTube video where she played the victim, alleging that the White Moose Cafe exposed her with malicious intent, yet they never shared her name in the post. The White Moose Cafe is also not a big company. It's a small business that can't afford to give an influencer a free stay in their hotel. Needless to say, the owner of the White Moose Cafe was absolutely livid, yo, and he banned all bloggers from his hotel. In a Facebook post, Paul Stenson said, "The sense of entitlement entitlement is just too strong in the blogging community, and the nastiness, hissy fits, and general hate displayed after one of your members was not granted her request for a freebie is giving your whole industry a bad name. I never thought I would be inundated with negative reviews for the simple reason that somebody was required to pay for goods received or services rendered. In at 4, Logan Paul. Back in November of 2016, Logan Paul posted a video called "These Glasses Cured My Colorblindness." It has 28 million views at the time of this recording. In the video, he says that he bought special glasses, endochroma glasses, that miraculously allowed him to see color. Logan got a lot of hate for this video, and people went on Reddit to expose him for lying about being colorblind. There are actually a lot of people who are affected by colorblindness, particularly men. First of all, endochroma glasses do not work instantly. You've got to wear them for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Yet Logan Paul reacted to seeing colors almost instantly after putting the glasses on. And they don't cure colorblindness, they just enhance certain colors. Logan Paul actually ended up admitting in another video the truth about my colorblindness, that he quote embellished a lot of what he said for views. He said he exaggerated his reactions in order to create an amazing piece of content that showed what it means to be colorblind, right? Getting close now at number 3, Lil Bow Wow. Oh, Lil Bow Wow, aka Shad Moss. Lil Bow Wow was everywhere in the 90s, but lately things haven't been as poppin' for Shad. Back in 2017, he posted this photo on Instagram of a private jet with the caption, "Travel Day, NYC press run for growing up hip hop. Let's go." Sounds like Landon. Pretty standard celebrity flex if you ask me, so most people didn't think anything of it. Of course, until someone who was on a standard commercial flight at the same time as Lil Bow Wow posted this tweet. So this guy Lil Bow Wow was on my flight to New York, but on Instagram he posted a picture of a private jet captioned "Traveling to New York today." It turns out that the photo that Lil Bow Wow posted was actually a stock photo of a private plane used by a Fort Lauderdale limousine company. Bow Wow saved the image, put on a filter, then posted it to Instagram. This little stunt actually started a challenge. It was called the Bow Wow Challenge, where people would post photos with seemingly glamorous representations of their posh lifestyles, and then they also showed the harsh reality in the second picture. In at 2, Trisha Paytas. I honestly don't know why Trisha wasn't on my first list, but she made it to the top of this one, so here we go. Trisha Paytas has been exposed time and time again for pretending to be something that she's not. She's literally made a living off of crying wolf. Just in the last few years, Trisha has announced that she's gay, bisexual, and most recently she announced that she identifies as a transgender man. The same Trisha Paytas who says that she identifies as a chicken nugget. Trisha was epically exposed in 2019 by Ethan Klein of H3H3 on his podcast, where he called her out for her excessive use of Photoshop, saying that it was harming young girls. Trisha was the main focal point of H3H3's video Instagram vs. Reality, where he would show edited pictures of Trisha next to photos that show her real face, and she looks pretty much unrecognizable and not like the same person at all. Trisha lost thousands of followers and subscribers over the H3H3 feud, and her antics constantly earn her the reputation of being someone who just lies for attention. I mean, in all fairness, she's pretty good at it, isn't she? And at number 1 on our list, Sarah McDaniel. Sarah McDaniel is a model who's different from other models. She's got one blue, green eye and one brown eye. This condition is called heterochromia. It's a rare condition that can result in abnormal irises. Kate Bosworth is a good example of a celebrity who has heterochromia. Sarah says that she was bullied growing up for her condition, which has now become her calling card. But guess what? She doesn't have heterochromia and has exposed for faking the condition. We know this because Sarah's eye color changes. Sometimes it's a darker shade of blue and other times it's a bright turquoise. And you can also clearly see her contacts in many close-up photos. Oh yeah, and the Instagram account CelebFace has posted a photo of her when she was a child where she has 2 matching brown irises. Sarah McDaniel has represented many brands. She's been a Playboy cover model. Her different colored eyes are a marketing tool for herself. She's that poor girl that was bullied growing up who now has made her abnormality a career. But it's all a sham. When the former Playboy creative director found out that Sarah McDaniel was not who she claimed to be, a down-to-earth girl with authenticity, he was not pleased. Mac Lewis said at the time, the whole thing around the rebrand was literally to get rid of retouching and have a model who was more natural looking and authentic. That's the reason she was picked. Also saying that Sarah McDaniel undercut everything they'd been saying about her. Nevertheless, Sarah McDaniel continues to masquerade as someone she's not, arguing that her eyes look different in different types of light. Okay. You can clearly see from this photo here though that that's a lie. There are even entire Instagram accounts made to expose her, like Sarah McDaniel Lies.
At number 9, we got Brooke Houts. Houts was actually exposed by herself when she accidentally uploaded the wrong version of her video to YouTube. In the unedited version of her video, which she took down not long after accidentally posting, Brooke can be seen shoving, hitting, and spitting on her dog. What a gross human being. The clip soon went viral on Twitter with the LAPD actually opening an investigation based off of the video. Now it's one thing to discipline your dog or punish it when it does something bad. You yell at it maybe, wave your finger, sure. But this dog just literally wanted to show some affection to this woman, and because it interrupted her making a YouTube video, she lost it. I mean, what kind of dog owner is that? My dog always drives me crazy. He pisses me off, but I would never hit him. Ever. He even bit my face once. True story. Still didn't hit him. I just screamed at the top of my lungs. Got really scared, so obviously did the trick. But I didn't have to like physically harm him. He never bit me again, actually. Coming at number 8, the Ace family. Now, as of late, there have been tons of accusations against the Ace family's daddy, Austin McBroom. Why did I call him daddy? Cole Kerrigan has accused him of some pretty serious stuff, although Austin is denying the claims and allegedly suing Cole for extortion. Regardless of these allegations, it seems Austin has been seen out on the town with numerous women. Some claim he's a cheater. I don't think so. What I think is possible is that Austin and Catherine might have an open relationship. I mean, Austin isn't a low-key guy by any means. He's got tons of jewelry on, always dresses in designer clothing, he's got a big blue Rolls Royce. People know when he's around. Yet, there seems to be tons of pictures and videos of him talking to girls in the club, hands around their waist. You guys get the idea here. Which means the Ace family is probably just a perfect family while the cameras are rolling. Behind the scenes, it's probably a family where the parents are in an open relationship. And really there's nothing wrong with that, as long as he's not doing it behind her back, which he clearly isn't because he's not trying to hide much. I mean, there's been countless photos and videos of him out with other girls, so I'm sure Catherine sees this. In at number 7, Kobe Person. Now, it seems most prank channels on YouTube are fake, if not all. I don't want to say all, but I'd say at least 85 or 90% of them are fake for sure. Person was exposed for having a handful of his social experiments and pranks be proven as fake. An example would be his infamous video of when he did a photo shoot on a BMW i8 that was smashed with a bat by an angry New Yorker. Turned out to be fake because the angry New Yorker was caught in Kobe's Snapchat story earlier that day. Another example would be his dangers of social media video. The prank reviewer exposed the social media video by finding out who the mother in the video was. An actor named Stacey Kessler, whose daughter is also an actor and played the little girl in the video. Yet Kobe still went on a handful of news outlets claiming his video was made to raise awareness of the real dangers of social media for young children. Even if that was his intention, he played it off like the video was real. That ain't cool. Coming in at number 6, Trisha Paytas. Some love her, some hate her. Aside from her obviously fake Instagram account where she clearly photoshops all of her videos, as proven by Ethan from H3H3, she recently made a video claiming she's transgender. Now maybe she's ignorant, maybe she's dumb, or maybe she just wants people talking about her. But she claimed to be transgender because, according to her, she's basically a gay man who likes to dress in drag. She explains, I identify with men better. People always think there's something wrong with me because I don't have that many girlfriends, but I do love girls. I love their sensitivity and all the stuff like that. That's why I identify more as a gay man, because I like guys, but I also identify as a guy. Now, of course, she received a ton of backlash from people all over, especially because she said she identifies as her natural born gender. Even if we forgive her for this one for not being educated, she still fakes almost all of her Instagram posts, as pointed out by Ethan. So, I guess pick your poison. In at number 1, this man really takes the cake. Patty Mayo. Part-time bounty hunter, full-time actor. The guy currently has over 7 million YouTube subscribers and makes videos where he allegedly arrests those with bounties on them. He wears a bulletproof vest, or at least looks like one, has a gun that probably isn't real, the whole deal. He even drives a motorcycle so you know it's legit, but it's not. He was actually on the news admitting the entire thing was a production. But like I've been saying throughout this video, guys, entertainment. It's just YouTube, it's for fun. He even said that people on the production side of things wear a bright yellow vest that says film crew, so it's obvious people passing by know nothing is legit. But still, he does a good job making it look pretty real. Kinda like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Was that show real? I never really even looked into it or questioned it, but I still watched it because it was fun. All about that entertainment. And coming in at number 10, we got Dan Bilzerian. This guy is the epitome of a bro. Always surrounded by girls, jacked out of his mind, with tons of money. It seems like if a frat could be morphed into a person, it'd be Dan. But it seems when Dan first came onto the scene, people thought the Playboy was a big shot poker player who was completely self-made. After a few months of his charades, it was then revealed he made his fortune because his dad was actually quite well off. Long story short, because it is quite a long story, Dan's father, Paul Bilzerian, has done some shady things in the past. He allegedly owes the government tens of millions of dollars, but simply doesn't have the money to pay them. He's been in jail before for fraud and has been in a legal battle for decades. Although Dan has admitted his father somewhat helped him get his start, he claims he's made majority of his money playing poker. We're talking an easy 50 million, which, I mean, okay, if you say so. I'm sure he's a good poker player, but like, if you're making an easy 50 million, wouldn't that make you one of the best in the world? Like, shouldn't you be competing at the World Series of Poker every year and winning it? I don't know, just a thought. Coming at number 9, Jay Alvarez. I feel like Jay was one of the first real influencers in the game, at least that I was aware of. For those of you who don't know who Jay is, he was dating Alexis Ren. The two of them seemed to travel the world together and were the best looking couple known to the human race. All kidding aside, it seemed like their life was perfect until it wasn't. They had a pretty rough breakup, deleted all their pictures together, which at the time was majority of their Instagram feeds, and then the truth came out. Ren claimed that the relationship was extremely unhealthy, even though they seemed to be endlessly in love in every photo, and that Jay was emotionally abusive, especially about her weight. So maybe he isn't the dream guy every girl wished they had, even though it may seem that way, which gives me a chance, because it's not all about looks, guys. Apparently Jay's an I'm not. Yeah, I am. And at number 8, we got fitness influencer Shan Heffley. This man actually exposed himself for the greater good, of course. Heffley is jacked, no doubt about that. But like all influencers, he too tends to edit most of his posts. Whether it's to make his muscles look more defined or to add some coloring to his photos, he's guilty as we all are. But Shan decided one day he was going to show the real him, so he uploaded a photo side by side on his Instagram. On one side was the original photo with the text "No edit" captioned. On the other side was a clearly edited photo where Shan looks much more defined, captioned edited. The photo itself had a nice heartfelt caption as well, talking about how he edits his photos because he's an artist and enjoys creating. He caps it off with, "Remember, as you look through your Instagram feed and compare yourself to other bodies 99% of the time, that's not how they look in real life." That is very true. I edit myself on Instagram, I won't lie. I mean, I make myself like a little more tan sometimes, but other than that, I make like colors pop, I guess. But I'm not that much of a, I don't make my muscles more defined because I'm already jacked. Not joking. At number 7, we got Hush Puppy. One of Nigeria's biggest influencers got exposed by one of his closest friends. Another influencer who goes by the name of Mumfa claimed Hush Puppy, who's known for flaunting his luxurious lifestyle on Instagram, wearing only designer and standing in front of luxurious cars, was a fake. Mumfa called out Hush Puppy, who's a self-proclaimed billionaire, saying he doesn't have the money he acts like he has. His father is a cab driver, his mother is a baker, and when he came to Dubai, Hush Puppy had to stay with Mumfa because he couldn't afford to stay anywhere. Hush Puppy was also making headlines regarding a scam that people claimed he was a part of. But it seems as of now, Mumfa is dealing with some legal troubles himself and got his Instagram account deactivated. So I guess what goes around comes around? I don't really know. Because I mean, he kind of exposed Hush Puppy for being like a fake, but I don't know, like, is he a fake or does he have money? Who knows really? He looks rich. And at number 6, we got TBH Byron. Byron Denton is the man's name, and he's an influencer that actually did a social experiment. He faked being on a private jet, going to the Louis Vuitton store, you know, the common influencer stuff. And the photos were incredibly well edited, to the point that some of Byron's family and friends were questioning where he suddenly obtained his newfound fortune. However, it was all for a YouTube video for Byron to pretty much expose how easy it is to be an influencer. While he was posting these photos, he claimed his engagement shot up, with his comments and likes hitting numbers he'd never seen before previously. We're talking like 4 figures. Which like might not seem a lot, but like, I don't know, I think 1,000 likes is crazy. Coming in at number 5, we got Jake Paul. Seems like this guy tends to make every list one way or another. Jake lied and accused FaZe Banks of assaulting his assistant at a club. The story here was Jake and a few Team 10 members, including assistant Meg, says that Banks clotheslined her and left a bruise on her neck. Initially, FaZe apologized, saying he didn't remember even seeing her, but if he did do that, he's sorry. Then Jake and some Team 10 members dropped a video, manipulating FaZe's DMs and making it seem like Banks was the one who reached out to apologize in the first place. Banks then had some friends come forward and explain what happened, which poked holes in the Team 10 story. Jake then backtracked, and the two of them decided to handle their business off of YouTube. I'm gonna say they settled on an arrangement for Banks to get paid because he was going to sue Jake for defamation among other stuff. But I just watched a video of them like together, like hanging out, so I guess they said they squashed the beef in the video. I don't really understand what this whole YouTube drama is. Maybe it was all fabricated for views. I really don't know. Just remember guys, you can't trust everything you see on the internet. I'm not this ugly in person. Number 3, Another Beautiful Day. This is a joint Instagram account featuring Catalin Onk and Elena Engelhardt. God damn, these names are so hard to say. They got photos of the two of them looking all lovey-dovey in Bali, France, Italy, you know, the classic influencer spots. It looked like they got paid to travel the world and live the best life ever. You know, classic influencer lifestyle. Then they posted a GoFundMe campaign to raise about 10,000 euro for their next trip. That seemed kinda odd. Then they shared the campaign on Facebook where they explained they don't work, and Onk's mother works 2 jobs to fund their trips. Their plan definitely didn't work out in their favor, and they lost a ton of respect, with most comments involving donating money to help the guy's mother instead. Side note guys, maybe don't believe everything you see on Instagram. People's lives really aren't all that great all the time, and that's just the way it goes. I also don't know if I said Bali right. Maybe I said it wrong. Is it Bali? No, it's Bali. I went to Bali. I think it's Bali. I don't know. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments. In at number 2, Bow Wow. I mean, how can we forget about the Bow Wow challenge? For those of you guys that don't remember, Bow Wow posted a photo to his Instagram of a private jet and a few Mercedes parked in front of that jet. He made it seem like that was his plane and he was traveling to New York for his next show in style. Until he wasn't. Turns out the photo he used was from the header of a website, and someone actually took a Snapchat photo of Bow Wow sitting on the same plane as him. This quickly took the internet by storm, with people all over doing the Bow Wow challenge. They'd pretty much manipulate a photo to make it look like something else, and then show a second photo of what's really happening. Just be real, guys. Some people might hate you, but at least you can't get exposed if you're just genuine and truthful. Like, I won't lie, I'm a little different on camera, but for the most part, if you met me in person, you'd be like, oh, you're pretty much the same guy. I talk a little different on camera, like more energetic and but I'm not gonna be like, and at number 1, of course, that's boring. No one wants to see that. And in at number 1, of course, he's going to top of our list, Tekashi 6ix9ine. I mean, are you guys really surprised he's on this list? You probably are. For those of you who need their memory refreshed, Tekashi 6ix9ine pretty much built his career pretending to be a part of the Bloods in New York City. He'd include real members of the gang in his music videos, start online beef with other rappers claiming they aren't real like him, and pretty much portrayed that he was a true member of the Bloods. And then he got arrested and the truth came out. He fully admitted he wasn't a part of the Bloods, he was paying for them to protect him and help his street credit, and pretty much give him the career he had. And now that he's exposed who knows how many of these guys, I really fear for his life. But I mean, I don't know, you play with fire like you're gonna get burned, you know? So if something does happen to him, don't be too surprised. I'm not saying I hope something happens to him. I never wish harm on anybody. There's a couple people actually.
Coming number 9, Her Royal Highness. Fans of this popular Chinese video blogger got quite the shock upon finding out that she wasn't exactly who she said she was. The blogger has always referred to herself as Your Highness and just so happened to have a technical glitch during one of her live streams that accidentally revealed to her audience that she was not really the young glamorous woman that she was portraying. Turns out that she was just catfishing the whole time. You see, what happened was during a joint live stream she was urged by her fans to show her face and remove the filter that she had been using, but she refused, apparently adding, "I can't show my face until I receive gifts worth 100,000 yuan. After all, I'm a good looking host." Followers apparently then began sending her donations, but at some point the filter that she was using stopped working, revealing that she was actually a middle-aged woman, although she didn't notice the glitch until people began leaving her VIP access room in large numbers. Coming number 8, Another Beautiful Day. A couple of German influencers really upset the internet after they tried to solicit donations from their fans for an upcoming vacation. The couple had launched a campaign on GoFundMe where they tried to finance a trip that would include things like hotel stays, phone cards, and bikes for the ride, and their plea for this money was just as strange. In their post they said, "We could write a long text about mental health or global warming, we could tell you about following your dreams or how important stepping out of your comfort zone is, we could tell you how beautiful traveling is and its benefits, or the fact that most news don't match reality, but we're going to show you, less talking, more action." On top of that, the real exposing came when they accidentally admitted that Caitlyn's mother, who works 2 jobs, was also helping them go on all these lavish vacations for their Instagram page. In an article by BuzzFeed, the couple's response to being exposed was just as sad. During the interview they said, "Some will tell us to get jobs like everyone else and stop begging, but when you have the impact we do on others' lives, getting a job is not an option. We could model and make fast money, but we don't want to advertise consumerism. A normal job at this point would be detrimental." Every day our society strays further from God. Coming number 7, Tiffany Mitchell. This lifestyle blogger based in Nashville had to answer to a lot of critics after she turned her terrifying motorcycle accident into a photo shoot opportunity. While being interviewed by BuzzFeed after this backlash, she said that she would never have turned a very important personal story like this into a brand campaign, adding, "I'm sad that some people are taking it that way," before requesting that BuzzFeed not do the story because it would then draw negative attention. Although when it came to the photo shoot, this was not the case. Some of the photos of her lying on the road being tended to strategically had a bottle of smart water placed in the shot. Now, while we're not debating as to whether or not her accident was real, what's definitely not real are these super high quality shots of her just lying in the middle of the road. And the comments were quick to point this out. One person writes, "This must have been super scary and I'm glad you're okay, but if my friend continued to take photos while I was lying semi-unconscious in the road, I'd be furious. I love your photos, but it's a little weird to include those." It certainly is. Coming number 6, Logan Paul. Logan Paul's ability to bounce back from controversy is like nothing else, and because he is constantly embroiled in scandals, he has become no stranger to being exposed. This one is just as bizarre though. Back in 2016, Logan decided that he was going to clickbait some of his fans by putting out a video called "These Glasses Cured My Colorblindness." In the video, Logan puts on some glasses that were specially made to counteract the effects of colorblindness. He then claims that they allowed him to see color for the first time in his life, which implies that he had black and white vision previously. Although that right there is a red flag. Colorblind people do not really see in black and white except for some really rare cases. But as soon as Logan puts on these magic glasses, he he is suddenly getting emotional. He also says really questionable things like not knowing that his own parrot had multicolored feathers, and after the video gained a ton of views, people genuinely started to believe that he truly was colorblind. However, a year later he then admitted that the whole thing wasn't legit. He claimed to have not lied about it, but rather embellished to create a story. Coming number 3, Johanna Holson. When you become famous for being a travel blogger, people are watching because they want to see an authentic experience wherever you're currently visiting. I've watched travel vlogs to learn more about certain countries, but the Instagram travel vlogger feels like nothing more than a chance to promote some products with a unique background. At least you'd hope the background is unique. But for travel blogger Johanna Olsen though, she decided that organic photos weren't the best way to go. After getting an awful seat at a restaurant, Johanna was upset with the scenery behind her in this photo and therefore decided to Photoshop her own. A sneaky tactic that would have gone unseen if it weren't for so many people on the internet that know what Photoshop is. And it wasn't just one photo though, she also placed herself over a bridge that she never was physically taking photos at. All this influencer fail did though was show us how inauthentic Instagram can truly be. Coming in number 2, Lisa Lee. Back in 2019, this social media influencer from China was not only exposed for living a double life, but she was exposed by her own landlord. Footage of her messy apartment quickly went viral after this blogger with 1.1 million followers tried to pass off that she was living some lavish lifestyle. After Lisa had missed several payments on her utilities, the landlord decided to take a look inside of the apartment. The landlord, Ms. Shen, even gave a guided tour of the filthy apartment and told the news team recording that even professional cleaners had refused to clean up the apartment. And when I say messy, that is an understatement. There was garbage scattered all over the floors, moldy food on the counters, and dog poop smeared in various spots. Ms. Shen then told the news team interviewing her that despite this influencer presenting to be a beautiful woman, her real life was much more disgusting. Once she had been exposed for living this double life, Lisa apologized to her landlord and said that complete responsibility lies with her on the incident. She also promised to clean everything and blamed the mess on a busy schedule. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Ollie London. Now this one is pretty cut and dry, but I felt like it was important to include. Ollie London is a white influencer who said that he identifies as Korean. He even had multiple cosmetic surgeries to make himself look like Jimin from BTS. Ollie had gone viral after he exposed his new face and revealed that he had no less than 18 cosmetic surgeries to mimic a Korean looking face. According to a previous YouTube video posted by the influencer, their surgeries have included a facelift, brow lift, temple lift, eye surgery, and a dental procedure, which is a lot of work to get done just to live a fake life as a fake Korean. I don't know about you all, but I feel like this transracial stuff is going a little too far. I'm all for letting people live their lives the way that they want to, but come on, this is just next level offensive. Many people on Twitter were quick to let Ollie know their thoughts. One user said, "As a Korean non-binary person, I haven't really talked about the Ollie London thing, but the fact that they are acting like it's genuine and that it's part of the journey due to an identity issue really irks me. It's a mockery of trans people and it's cultural appropriation." Couldn't agree more. Coming number 10, Hush Puppy. Nigerian influencer Hush Puppy once flaunted a life of luxury that many became very envious of. He seemed to have it all, from penthouses to expensive cars. Hush Puppy was always posting about his lavish lifestyle. He often attached messages of motivation, but now people are realizing that it was all just a big scam. Recently he admitted to conning people out of at least $24 million, including $1 million that was meant for a children's hospital in Qatar. Anytime someone inquired about how Hush Puppy gained his wealth, he would claim that he amassed his fortune by playing the real estate market in Dubai. However, this facade he was putting forth was broken apart by the FBI, who raided the influencer's home and found $41 million in cash, 13 luxury cars valued at around $6.8 million, and phone and computer evidence containing more than 100,000 fraud files and the addresses of nearly 2 million possible victims. He then was arrested and flown to the US, where he was transferred to a jail in California where he will await his sentencing. Coming number 9, French Fakery. A French influencer by the name of Oceane El Himar, who rose to fame on a reality show, posted a photo of herself in business class thinking that no one would recognize her. She captioned the photo with "Next stop, Monaco," but unfortunately for her, a fan ended up spotting her in economy class wearing the exact same outfit as in the post. They then took a sneaky pic of the influencer in her seat, and within a matter of moments it went viral on Twitter. Honestly though, a lot of people were split on this. Some praised her for knowing how to save money while also flaunting a lifestyle online to continue getting paid, while others said that exposing her was important to make sure her followers don't fall victim to these unrealistic expectations. One user points out, "It's good to expose these unrealistic standards, these fake internet models set for young girls and boys, so they don't grow up idolizing the wrong people in the wrong lifestyle." Couldn't agree more. Coming number 8, Chase McNary. A Bachelorette contestant actually tried to persuade someone into giving him free rent. As you can see in this email request, they said that they were reaching out on behalf of a Bachelor in Paradise contestant and social influencer named Chase. After bragging about the big following that he has, then the begging begins. Right at the bottom of the email, you can see that they request for free rent by saying, as a Denver local and owner of Revel Social, Chase is looking to partner with an apartment complex in Denver as a live-in social influencer and absolutely loves your property. If this is something you would like to discuss further, please let me know. What in the hell is a live-in influencer? That's my question. I guess most influencers just live in the wild? I just can't get over how bold someone would have to be to say that their follower count equals free rent. Coming number 7, Victoria Waldrop. Also known as Whoa Vicky, this famous kid came under a ton of fire for cultural appropriation when she began posting videos on Instagram claiming to be black. Her first rise to popularity came during the lotion challenge back in 2017, and since then her online antics have raised some questions. Namely, how does one stop this famous kid from continuously acting more and more ridiculous than she is? It really just comes down to the way that she behaves in nearly every video that she was posting, throwing money around, calling people out, and flexing way too much for someone that young. Seriously though, where are her parents, and has anyone asked them why she's allowed to be so crazy online? I just have a lot of questions about this chick. Coming number 6, virtue signaling. Okay, so this one is just next level clout chasing, and the worst part is that it's coming from a lot of micro influencers. After the Henan province was devastated by massive floods and torrential rain, it destroyed thousands of homes and resulted in an economic loss of $384 million. Reportedly, the catastrophic landscape started to become the perfect backdrop for Chinese influencers to post videos where they pretended to be saving people. Yes, they were actually pretending to save people. One report said that an influencer even went as far as stealing a rescue boat to make their videos seem more legit. When stopped by the actual people that were trying to rescue people, you can hear a rescuer shouting, "It's crystal clear to everyone here that you weren't really trying to save people, you are scumbags." Well, that's one way to deal with them. Coming number 5, Daisy Marquez. Some influencers are really out here trying anything and everything to garner more attention for themselves, and if that means faking that your house is haunted, then so be it. YouTuber Daisy Marquez is a prime example of this after she posted a video to Twitter where the door behind her mysteriously opens. Immediately her eyes open wide in shock as she tells her audience that she might be getting stalked by a ghost. Although one fan exposed her by saying, "Am I the only one that thinks this is too staged? Having seen Daisy's videos, she probably would never film in that lighting, and it looks straight out clickbait, considering she posted about going on house hunting a few days before posting this." Coming number 4, Carolyn Stritch. Faking on Instagram just seems so commonplace nowadays, from airbrushing blemishes or enhancing a sunset, or like Carolyn, completely faking a trip to Disney. This UK-based influencer with 457,000 followers decided to pull the wool over people's eyes twice, although she was more so doing this as an experiment to prove to people just how easy it is to fake your life online. The influencer, who was 32 at the time, posted a heavily edited photo of herself and captioned it with, "Tomorrow I'm going to be 22 and I'm treating myself with a trip to California. I'm off to Disneyland." Then she posted an edited photo of herself standing in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle. However, if you've ever been to Disney, then you'd know this was photoshopped almost immediately. To get a photo like that with absolutely no other tourists around you would be next to impossible. It would require them to actually shut down the entire area, but regardless, her post was still liked by over 17,000 people and impressed many in the comment section. Coming number 3, caught in the act. In a perfect world, influencers would make it illegal for people to take photos of them that they intend on photoshopping later, so that they don't get brutally exposed online for living a fake life. Unfortunately for this influencer, some eagle-eyed spectator had caught the moment that she was doing a photo shoot for her Instagram, and the photo that she actually posted is insanely different. As you can see, she had used some crazy photo editing to make herself completely unrecognizable from the image taken on the right hand side, which looks like an aerial shot that someone snapped while passing by this parking garage photo shoot. It could be a copycat, but most likely she has used some filtering app or Photoshop to get the fake image that she wanted. Coming number 2, Belle Gibson. Back in the early days of Instagram, influencer Belle Gibson was one of the first major con artists. In the 2010s, this Australian wellness influencer got tons of followers for promoting a diet of clean eating and launching an app called The Whole Pantry. Here's where things started to get a little bit weird though. She told her followers that this diet that she had created had been helping her battle and even cure multiple types of cancer, including a brain tumor. After doing tons of tours and speaking gigs, she said that she had been diagnosed with more cancer. Following that, she released a cookbook and promised her followers that the proceeds would be going to various charities. However, in March of 2015, a report surfaced that said the $300,000 that she had made had not been donated anywhere. She then tried to claim that she had been falsely diagnosed with cancer, but then later admitted that she never had any type of cancer. And by 2017, a federal court in Melbourne had ordered her to pay $410,000 in fines for false charity claims. Coming number 10, Brittany Dawn. Back in 2018, this fitness influencer faced a ton of backlash after she was accused of scamming her followers into paying for a $300 diet plan, exercise program, and online coaching session. On top of that, she promised her fans that she would provide them with an ebook about her course, but after paying for it, many people received nothing at all. When a man actually confronted her about stealing all of this money from her followers, she actually owned up to her scamming ways and made an apology video. Not to him, of course, no. At first, she refused to speak with this guy, and then much later, a vague apology was read from her phone addressing the situation. Allegedly, she still hasn't even issued full refunds after being called out by her followers. People even started a petition to stop her from promoting this bogus program, and in the description it says, with over 500,000 followers primarily made up of young girls, Brittany falsely promotes women empowerment on her social media platforms while continually scamming and lying to her followers, clients, and fans. Brittany has scammed hundreds of women out of their hard-earned money through the fraudulent practices of her LLC, Brittany Dawn Fitness. Coming number 9, Aggie Lau. Back in 2018, this travel influencer faced immense backlash after charging her followers nearly $500 for a crash course on how to grow their social media, although sadly they did not exactly get what they expected. In fact, after receiving payments from a number of people, she allegedly just disappeared, citing health issues and Wi-Fi problems. What's wild is that the people who bought into this scam said that half of her lessons on social media included having fans try to sell and promote her own products and the course itself. Nice little pyramid scheme going on, I see. Her story soon went viral though, and so she was left with no choice but to give people their money back. At least we hope. Coming number 8, FaZe Clan. The whole FaZe Clan has come under fire recently for also getting involved with this recent cryptocurrency scam. More specifically though, FaZe Clan has fired Kay and suspended 3 other members, Jarvis, Nikan, and Tico. Back in June, it was revealed that the pro gamers promoted an altcoin called Save the Kids. A portion of the proceeds they collected from their fans was supposed to go to charity, but unfortunately that was just not the case. According to Kotaku, after a ton of people invested in this altcoin, the value suddenly dropped dramatically, leading to a lot of people losing a ton of money, and then accusations were hurled at these FaZe Clan members for engaging in a pump and dump scam. In a statement from FaZe Clan, they said, FaZe Clan had absolutely no involvement with our members' activity in the cryptocurrency space, and we strongly condemn their recent behavior. The trust and respect of our fans has been and will always be our #1 priority. I'm sure. Coming at number 7, Kayla Massa. Kayla Massa had garnered over 300,000 Instagram followers and 100,000 YouTube subscribers, but on February 13, 2020, federal authorities in New Jersey arrested and charged her after a complaint led to her being found guilty of illegally scamming over 45 of her own followers out of almost $2 million, many of which were businesses and people under the age of 18. Kayla would post photos of just piles of money and caption them with something along the lines of, "Hit me up if you're interested in making legal cash." When people would message her about this though, she would encourage them to hand over their banking information so that she could better manage their money. And once she had access, Massa would drain their accounts. She would hide fake checks of stolen money by depositing them into her followers' bank accounts using the names of real businesses, and then would withdraw the cash before the bank could flag it as suspicious. Authorities were able to link the fraudulent checks though to specific stores, and after checking security cameras, found Massa on film shopping and paying for items with these checks. Coming number 6, Alyssa Violet. Alyssa Violet, who has just over 3.7 million subscribers on YouTube, left fans frustrated and very confused after she did a Louis Vuitton giveaway. In order to enter the contest to win a Louis bag, all you had to do was follow a company called Cheek that was sponsoring this giveaway and tag 2 friends in the comment section. At first, Alyssa posted that she would be announcing the winners, but then that post was pulled. Then when fans checked this Cheek page, it resulted in a broken link. From there, this other account appeared called Cheek Wins, and on that page they began saying that they were going to notify the winners. However, one of the winners from California told BuzzFeed News that she had not received her Louis Vuitton bag and that communication was awful with Cheek. Cheek then also responded to BuzzFeed and said that the winner would receive their prize soon, but the other 2 winners were suddenly disqualified for being too young or not residing in the US. Plus, to make things even weirder, the spokesperson for Cheek said that they've scrapped the company. So yeah, just one big scam for more followers. Coming number 5, Austin McBroom. After being outed as the CEO of Social Gloves Entertainment, Austin came under fire for not paying the fighters. If the fighters don't get paid, well then the scam was to get these inexperienced influencers to bring their fan bases in to watch them fight so that Austin can make more money. In addition to that though, Austin was also called out in February for selling a program where he promised to teach people the secrets of social media and help them achieve their dreams. In order to access these courses though, fans needed to purchase Gold membership, which is priced at $50 a month, because the first way to make money is to give it to Austin, I guess. Coming number 4, Nicole Sanchez. If that name doesn't ring a bell, allow me to remind you. Nicole Sanchez is the influencer who first went viral for her OK Boomer video while wearing a Bernie 2020 shirt. The video was met with mixed reactions, with users divided over whether the video was cute and charming or cringeworthy. Following her increase in popularity, it became apparent that much of her online fanbase were following her for ulterior motives. A significant amount of engagement on her content were users attempting to flirt or describe their physical attraction to her. After Sanchez revealed that she has a boyfriend, she lost over 65,000 Twitter followers within 48 hours. Although fans really started to dislike her when she began to show off her brand new $2 million condo that she had just purchased. Many called it hypocritical, as she was just photographed wearing a shirt that said "Tax the Rich." The video drew heavy criticism and overwhelming dislikes for the alleged hypocrisy. Coming number 3, Jamie Zhu. This Australian YouTuber posted a video called "How to Fly Business Class for Free," which just sounds like the start of every scam. During the Sydney native's 3-minute video, he tells viewers that he's going to fake his way from a seat in economy to a seat in the business class section. He then heads over to a store at the airport and buys what's called a moon boot, and the boot is meant to be a protective structure for people that have fractured a bone in their foot or ankle. In the intro though, he cuts together a montage of him running around in the airport wearing this boot to clearly show off that his ankle is perfectly okay. Upon telling the flight crew that he had broken his ankle, he is immediately moved up to business class, just leaving his travel buddy in the dust. He then has the audacity upon landing to just stroll off the plane as if the whole thing never even happened. A staff member even says to him, "Thank you, I hope your ankle gets better." And this is just straight up disability fraud, and I don't even think he realized this. When you fake an injury, you're not just gaming the system, you're taking away a service from someone who might actually need it. He's a big fat phony. Coming number 2, Kristen Cavallari. While Kristen Cavallari was on the reality TV series called Laguna Beach, The Real Orange County, her and some of her friends were caught stealing. In May of 2006, Cavallari and some friends tried to get a 5-finger discount when they walked into a store called Tawny K. The owner told Page 6 about the incident and said, "I owned a store called Tawny K. We were painting on a Sunday and I get this call from these 4 girls from Laguna. They're begging me to please just let them see the store, so I did. When they start to leave, I get this feeling something's wrong. My boyfriend stops one girl and she's got merchandise in her purse. The 3 other girls start hauling out. I call the cops, and when the girls come back, they've got pants, underwear, tops. They take them to jail, handcuff, the whole thing. I don't press charges. Cut fade 2 weeks ago. There's a split picture of Jessica on one side and this girl, Kristen from Laguna Beach, on the other. And my daughter is like, oh my god, she's the one who stole from your store. And now she's this big thing. Not a good look, Kristen. Not a good look." Coming number 10, clothing line fail. In the age of influencers, it's difficult to tell which ones are telling the truth and which ones are faking it. For one influencer named Ari, she found out the hard way that faking your engagement numbers can have disastrous consequences. Online, she appeared to be this fashion influencer who would travel and live a life of luxury. Not to mention, she was a loyal fan of Fashion Nova, so was constantly tagging them in her captions without stating if the post was an ad or not. When it came to launching her own clothing line, she got exposed hard though. Prior to the release, she did little promo for her upcoming launch, and I guess just expected her fans to be fawning over her new merch. Unfortunately, she had to make a post outing herself after she was unable to sell a minimum of 36 shirts for the company that she was working with. This meant that they were suddenly not going to move forward with any of her products. Coming number 9, Taylor Paul. Influencer Taylor Paul has 1.9 million followers on TikTok, but some of her biggest videos as of late have been about her home being haunted. Now of course, if you believe in ghosts, you'll be quick to want to believe this video. However, TikTok users on the other hand were quick to point out how obviously fake these videos were. For example, one person says, "Let me tell y'all, it's just a thin string pulling the refrigerator and the light hanging. Focus on the light and you'll see it's all scripted." Which is exactly correct. This video is too coordinated with the music that went along with the video, which we couldn't play because of copyright, but believe you me, it's all scripted. And if that part of her life was fake, imagine what else she's doing on there for clout. Coming number 8, fake photo op. An influencer named Fiona Moriarty McLaughlin was called out during the pandemic after she went viral for posing for a photo pretending to board up stores along Santa Monica's 3rd Street promenade following mass riots across the city. The retail area had been severely damaged by looters the night beforehand, and I suppose to make her followers think that she was a good Samaritan, Fiona decided to fake that she was actually helping. After walking up and holding a drill for maybe 0.2 seconds, she handed it back to the actual person helping and then hopped into her Mercedes SUV and just drove off with her photographer/boyfriend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really
The video has been viewed over 29 million times on Twitter and was shared by Ava DuVernay, who said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna put Twitter away for a few minutes before I throw this phone across the room," which is right on par with how I feel about this selfish act as well. Coming number 7, Marta Rentel. We spoke about Marta Rantel on this channel before. If you recall, she was the influencer that was selling her love as an NFT for a whopping $250K. Marta is a Polish influencer who is very forward about the separation of an online persona that she has and herself in real life. So this is why I put her on this list. You can't be out here faking some online persona and scamming people out of money and not make it onto this list. Getting exposed for living a fake life doesn't always have to happen by some randos online. It can sometimes be the influencer themselves. She actually said that her online persona is Marty Renty, which is who this lucky winner I guess will be receiving love from. It's such a farce that I can't even keep it together whenever I read back over this information. Rantel is clearly faking an online personality to trick men into paying for love. Turns out love do cost a thing, and if you got that reference, please comment Nick Cannon. Coming number 6, Addison Rae. Back in September of 2020, a viral TikTok appeared to show that Addison had registered as a Republican 3 times, once in 2014 and again in 2016 and again in 2018. The video racked up more than 1 million views, and so Addison had to address it, and in her response she said, "This isn't real. First, I'm from Louisiana. Second, I'm not even registered to vote and never have been. I'm actually doing it for the first time with someone important and I'm excited to do so. This is fake." However, that being said, it baffled many of Addison's fans when she showed up to a UFC event attended by former President Donald Trump. Addison seemed adamant that she was not Republican, but had to answer to many after she introduced herself to Trump and said that it was nice to meet him. Many people online expressed their disappointment in seeing how friendly she was with the former president. One person said, "Steals from black creators and coddles white supremacists. Are we really surprised?" I guess not. Coming number 5, Josh Taylor-Lynn. 2 influencers who were in Bali recently had their passports seized after painting a mask on their face instead of actually wearing one. They have since been identified as Josh Taylor-Lynn and Leia Say. While the pair were at a store in Bali, they wandered the aisles as Leia walked around simply with her face painted blue, adding white lines to appear as though it were strapped behind her ears. Although her lips and nostrils were pretty much a dead giveaway that this was just paint on her face. As the pair filmed themselves walking down the aisle, you can see that Leia was attempting to avoid being caught or called out by other people in the store. Although that didn't stop people online from calling both of these influencers out for acting like complete morons. Not too long after the video went viral, Indonesian immigration confirmed with the press that both of them had their passports seized and the authorities would be looking towards deportation. Coming number 4, Catherine McGrew. Catherine is feeling the heat online after a ton of complaints rolled in regarding her skincare brand 1212 Gateway. To promote her new skincare product, she posted on Mother's Day saying, "Happy Mother's Day to all the strong mothers in the galaxy. Use our special code MOTHERLYLOVE to shop our Mother's Day sale." And as you can see from the preview of that top comment, people were not happy to find all of these negative reviews regarding 1212 Gateway. I saw a lot of buyer's remorse happening, with one customer saying on Instagram, "The resolution to my damaged $100 order was to send a $20 gift card. Save your bank, y'all." With others heeding a much harsher warning, even calling the product itself disgusting. Another customer commented, "Do not buy these products. I loved them the first time I purchased, but the second time I ordered they came dirty with pubic or nose hair. Disgusting." I posted a video on TikTok. When they tried to get help from 1212 Gateway, they were either given little to no compensation or were just straight up ignored. This kind of negligence during a worldwide pandemic should not be tolerated either. I feel like a health inspector needs to visit whatever warehouse she is shipping these products out of, because that is just unsanitary. Coming number 3, Tayden. Tayden was an early adopter of the TikTok app and therefore made a giant mark on the platform. He became widely known for his funny yet brief comedy sketches, which typically featured a disheveled wig. With over 2 million followers and another 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, he certainly had a dedicated fan base. As soon as his popularity began to rise though, so did the controversy. Another TikTok star named Ian Allen accused Tayden of inappropriate behavior after meeting Tayden on Grande. He claimed that he didn't know that Tayden had a big following but was interested in him regardless. In response to this accusation, Tayden tweeted out, "Never in my life would I have thought I'd be depicted as such a terrible person. It's never been who I am. I've definitely learned and I can't do anything else but let others kill me. Love you all who have supported me. Thank you." So he didn't really even try to claim innocence, which just made his fans even more disturbed by the accusations. Coming number 2, Nessa Barrett. For those of you who don't know, Nessa became big on TikTok and was considered to be part of the Hype House as well as the Sway House. With over 16 million followers on the platform, she has slowly transitioned into a music career as well. Most of her fans seem to already love the music that she was creating, but some people were quick to spot that her new music video looked a lot like artist Peach PRC's video for her song called Josh. Thankfully for Nessa, Peach was pretty cool about the content being copied, or ripped off if you will, which to me just shows a lack of creativity from her team, really. In response to the outpouring of people tagging Peach on Nessa's video, she responded with a comparison of the 2 videos and captioned it with, "Okay Ms. Nessa, I see you." Unfortunately, Peach was attacked by Nessa's fans for commenting on this, so she had to clear it all up by adding, "Once again, I'm not coming at Nessa. I'm sure it was her team who pitched the idea to her and it's not her fault, but as a small artist I'm still bummed." I'm bummed too. Last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Paige Nyman. Now it's one thing to look like a celebrity and capitalize off that clout, but it's a whole other thing to lie to your followers so that you can copy what the celebrity is doing in their life. TikTok's Ariana Grande lookalike did just that. She came under fire from fans of Ariana for recreating her bridal photos. On the caption of the photo of Paige wearing a wedding dress, she writes, "Guess who got married? JK, I'm single AF." Although like I said, even with that JK in there, Ariana fans were still very angry. One fan writes, "Paige Nyman is so embarrassing, she goes too far every time. Who the fuck recreates a wedding photo? It's one of the most special events in everybody's life, not something you just simply recreate. She's so scary at this point for real." While Paige did say that she has become less of a fan of Ariana, it seems like this drama surrounding her copying the singer's life events may have caused too much backlash to continue acting like this.
Starting off our list at number 10, we have Bella Thorne. Back in February of 2016, Bella shared this photo of her on social media. As you can see, she's wearing a fur vest. She said in the caption that the fur vest was faux fur. It wasn't. Fans ended up finding out who made the jacket. It was a real fur jacket by Alice and Olivia. Bella's reps had to make a public statement about the fur jacket, saying that it was given to her after a photo shoot and she was told it was faux fur. But I mean, come on. You can always tell when it's real fur and when it's fake. Real fur is way more soft than fake fur, and I can even look at this photo and I know that that jacket is real fur. Anyways, Bella's rep said that now that she knows the jacket was real fur, she won't be wearing it. At number 9, we got Rita Ora. Back in October of 2014, Rita Ora tweeted, "Dropping my new song Monday if this gets 100,000 retweets." Awkward though, she had about 4 million followers at the time of this tweet, and the tweet only got around 10,000 retweets. And then the tweet was deleted. That's awkward. I feel like the 100,000 retweets was a bit of a stretch. But anyways, Rita Ora alleged that a hacker got control of her Twitter and was threatening to release new music she's worked really hard on, adding, "Nothing comes out until I'm ready." Most people didn't buy this little excuse. I mean, it's not exactly believable. What kind of hacker would tweet something like, "Dropping my new song Monday if this gets 100,000 retweets"? Nah girl, you were just bummed you didn't get 100,000 retweets. At number 8, we got Bow Wow. Who could forget that time when Bow Wow posted a photo of a private jet when he was actually in coach, like all the rest of us. Back in May of 2017, Bow Wow posted this photo of a private jet at DeKalb Peachtree Airport. His caption was basically talking about how he was traveling somewhere to promote growing up hip hop. The problem is, someone who follows little Bow Wow was on his real flight. His flight that he was in coach on. Here he is on his phone in coach, probably checking his Instagram likes. And this is the caption. So this guy Lil Bow Wow is on my flight to New York, but on Instagram he posted a picture of a private jet caption traveling to New York today. So it actually turns out that Bow Wow used a picture of a private jet he got from a simple Google search. This little white lie started the viral Bow Wow challenge. At number 7, we got Diddy. Diddy shared this photo of the August 2014 eclipse to his Instagram and captioned it #DiddyView. Well, actually it wasn't Diddy's view after all, because the photographer who took this image called Diddy out for stealing his photo, and he had the receipts to prove it. LA photographer Cole Younger had posted this exact image to his Instagram an entire 2 weeks before Diddy did. Oh, Diddy did that! Oh yes he did. Diddy did that, he did. Honestly, as a photographer, there is nothing more annoying than someone who just like steals your work and doesn't credit you. Honestly, how hard is it? You just put a little tag and then you don't get called out on social media. Anyways. In at 6, we got Kylie Jenner. So remember when Kylie sent Twitter into a meltdown with this tweet? "Last night I had cereal with milk for the first time. Life changing." Yeah, it was a pretty funny tweet, not gonna lie, but also it was a lie. Bold-faced lie, Kylie. You had cereal with milk, you liar! Twitter users who'd been following Kylie for a while replied to Kylie's tweet with a screenshot of a post from April 2013 from Kylie Jenner's Instagram account that shows her eating cereal with milk. Okay. Caption reads, "He keeps me healthy." That cereal does look delicious though. I have to admit. I kinda want some of that right now. Shh, George. At number 5, we have Justin Bieber. Back in April of 2014, Justin posted this photo of him to Instagram with the caption, "New jet for Christmas and she's beautiful." He was inside the G4 jet. He posted a bunch of photos of him inside that jet, which would have cost somewhere around $60 million. That's a lot of money for a singer whose entire net worth is reportedly only around $200 million. Only $200 million, okay? It was only $200 million? According to news outlets though, this was a bold-faced lie. He didn't buy the jet, he just took a ride in the jet. Ugh. Poser. This isn't the only time Bieber did this as well. He posted with Birdman's Bugatti and a yacht that belonged to another Florida family. Both photos he shared he had misleading captions, making followers think he bought both the jet and the Bugatti. In at 4, we have Khloe Kardashian. During 2015 Thanksgiving, Khloe posted this photo of her Thanksgiving baking to Instagram. She said in the caption of the photo, "I am so proud of myself, lol, can I say that? I filmed on a tripod in my kitchen, a lot of me baking and prepping for today, so I will have that up on my app soon. I love testing myself and seeing what I can accomplish and actually make successfully." Do you, Khloe? Now let's pray it tastes as good as it looks. I mean, that's a pretty darn impressive spread, no? You got pecan pie, you got pumpkin pie, you got monkey bread, you got laddie pie. Dude, that looks profesh. Probably because it is profesh. In fact, baking work was done by master baker Jane Lockhart, who recognized her signature pies in the picture and was not pleased Khloe was taking credit for her work. A manager at her Sweet Lady Jane Bakery location in Encino, California, confirmed that Khloe bought the pies there. If that isn't enough proof for you, Lockhart's pumpkin pie is impossible to replicate. She uses a one-of-a-kind cookie cutter to make that maple leaf garnish on the top. So how did Khloe Kardashian respond to being exposed? With this tweet: "Petty mother I have real going on in my life. Try not to choke on my nuts. You're sucking them pretty hard." In at 3 we got Lele Pons. In a July 2018 post, you might remember it, Lele Pons announced that she donated her long hair to charity. In the photo, Lele had noticeably shorter hair and her friend is holding the cut off ponytail. While there's absolutely nothing wrong with donating your hair, there is something wrong with this scenario. A couple things actually. The ponytail Lele's friend is holding, if you look close enough, is actually a lump of extensions. It's not hair. It's not real hair. And also, the hair was colored. You can't donate hair that's been colored. Anyways, Lele actually admitted that she lied in a Twitter thread. She said she wanted to donate her hair, but she didn't know that color-treated hair couldn't be donated. She did, however, intend to donate it when she got it cut, but I mean, you still lied about it, Lele. Lele's post is now deleted. In at 2 we got Taylor Swift. This one is quite memorable. Remember Kanye West's song Famous? The one where he said he made that famous? He was talking about Taylor Swift. Okay, so Taylor made a huge fuss about this on social media. I mean, reasonably so. If that's something that she didn't know about, then that's a pretty terrible thing to put in a song. But it turns out that Taylor knew about the song the whole time and Kim Kardashian had the receipts to prove it. Kim shared a Snapchat from a filmed phone call between Kanye and Taylor where Taylor can be heard saying, "I mean, go with whatever line you think is better." Apparently Kanye had asked her about the line, so she knew about it in advance. And at number 1 we have James Charles. James Charles went viral in 2017 for this photo that was supposedly his high school yearbook photo. Everyone loved it, he was so extra, I'm just into it, I'm into it. He said that he took his ring light into the studio with him to get the photos taken so his quote, "highlight would be poppin'." But it turns out his highlight was not that poppin', it's photoshopped. There was no highlight in the original. The lie was exposed by Thomas Halbert. The funny thing is, this lie is pretty much the reason why James is famous. So maybe it pays to lie on social media. Let's roll right into number 10, Beyonce. Listen, Beyonce is pretty much the epitome of goddess and beauty and everything holy in this world, but even Beyonce does a wee bit of tweaking to her photos every now and again. A little bit. Just a little bit. Beyonce has been called out numerous times for face-tuning her photos, most notably her thighs and her thigh gap. Here are a couple of examples. We know she's using editing apps because the lines in the photos are all like wonky. There's a wonky curtain, there's wonky stairs. These photos are quite old though, and if you've been keeping up with Beyonce's Instagram lately, the photos she posts are unretouched and show her real body, and I am here for it. In at number 9 we have Perez Hilton. Perez Hilton claimed back in 2009 that he got beat up by Black Eyed Peas frontman will.i.am outside of Cobra nightclub after the Much Music Video Awards in Toronto. Damn, that was a while ago. Cobra doesn't even exist anymore. And also this was so long ago that Perez Hilton tweeted this from a sidekick. But that's not important. What is important is he lied about it. Perez said, "I was assaulted by will.i.am of the Black Eyed Peas and his security guards. I am bleeding. Please, I need to file a police report. No joke." will.i.am actually didn't have Twitter at the time, and he made an account just to refute these claims. He tweeted a video response that said, "Perez Hilton is a liar. Instead of calling the police, you twittered that I assaulted you. Sounds like someone wants mad attention." will.i.am said that this beef between them went back to a time when Fergie asked if Perez Hilton had a problem with her, and he said he didn't like their hit record, The End. Which is like, obviously also a lie. Who didn't like that album? At At number 8 on our list we have Millie Bobby Brown. Back in the fall of 2019, Millie Bobby Brown posted a photo of her trying out her own vegan line of skincare products called Florence by Mills. At first glance, it looks like your typical video demo, typical kind of thing you see on YouTube or Instagram, but upon closer inspection it becomes obvious that Millie Bobby Brown was not using any of the products she was describing as she was using them. Essentially, she was miming the demo. For who knows what reason. She even still had a full face of makeup on at the end of that video. Listen, she was 15 at the time, maybe she just like wanted to pretend? I don't know. It is weird. Millie ended up having to apologize for this post because she got a ton of backlash. In an Instagram post she explained that she was replicating her personal process for that night and she thought that was okay. It wasn't okay, Millie. You lied. I'm telling man. And at 7 we got Soulja Boy. Back in July of 2014, Soulja Boy posted this photo to Instagram. Huge stacks of money. Or at least they look like huge stacks of money, worth 10 grand each. Soulja Boy isn't making as much money as he used to, so people assumed he was making money off of royalties. Like, I mean, where else did he get that money from? Until this commenter chimed in with, am I the only one that realizes those are white pieces of paper under the $100 bill on top? Look close. Yeah. So if you look really close, especially with the case of the one on the top, that for sure is a $100 bill with a stack of white paper underneath. That's just like $400. He's holding $400, which I wouldn't mind having like $400 in cash. I'll take it. Soulja Boy ended up deleting the post and later claimed the fake bills were for a music video and he knew they were props. Props to you. At number 6 we got Kim Kardashian. This is one of the weirdest things she's ever done, I have to admit. Like, she's done a lot of really weird things. Like, I could do a top 10 list on top 10 weird things Kim Kardashian has done, but this is probably gonna be number 1. Would you want to see that? I don't know. Kim Kardashian posted this throwback photo to Instagram in July of 2015 with the caption, North posted this while playing games on my phone. Not sure why or how she chose it, but I'm not complaining. LOL, I deleted it so now I'm reposting it myself. Flashback Friday from 10 years ago. Okay, Kim. Everybody likes saving those bikini pics for times when our Insta feeds get stale, but you don't need to blame your need for instant gratification from your millions of followers on your toddler. There is no way that North could have chosen this photo from a camera roll and posted it to Kim's Instagram all by herself. North was 2 years old at the time. Such an odd lie, but anyways. Pretty obvious lie nonetheless. Halfway there now, at number 5 we have Britney Spears. I'm not sure what it is about celebrities lying about the food they've cooked, but it seems to be a bit of a thing. In January of 2016, Britney posted this photo to Instagram with the caption, "It's honestly too good to be true." What a perfect caption, because this photo literally was too good to be true. Britney took this photo from recipe100.com, and a fan noticed. When you're too lazy to cook, so you Google image search grilled Mexican corn. Maybe Britney did make her own batch of corn, but I also have tried making it myself and it is very messy. Like, it probably didn't turn out quite as picturesque as this photo. Side note, you should definitely try Mexican street corn, it's delicious. Like, I'm literally just, George is just like going off down here in my pants. George is my stomach. At number 4 on our list we have Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton famously claimed in November of 2017 that she invented the selfie. She shared 2 photos of her and Britney Spears. The post went viral and was liked hundreds of thousands of times, but it most certainly was not true. Maybe Paris was joking, but according to the New York Times, the first ever selfie was taken back in 1839 by Robert Cornelius. And this is it. That little blurry, pixelated, weird looking old guy, yeah, that's the first selfie ever. At number 3 on our list we have Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg, climate change activist, travels the world on trains and by boat to limit her environmental footprint. So she posted this tweet in December 2019 that said, "Traveling on overcrowded trains through Germany, and I'm finally on my way home." From this tweet and the accompanying photo that shows Greta sitting on the ground, Greta is kind of indirectly saying that she was not offered a seat on this train ride home. At first, the train company Deutsche Bahn apologized, but after they looked into the issue, they clapped back with this tweet. "Dear Greta, thank you for supporting us railroaders in the fight against climate change. We were happy that you traveled with us on Saturday in the ICE 74, which is a train that runs on 100% eco-friendly electricity. But it would have been even nicer had you reported how friendly and competently you were looked after by our team at your seat in first class." That's awkward. It's really awkward. And at 2 we have Post Malone. I'm a huge fan of Post Malone, so I was kind of sad to find out this, to be honest, but anyways. Back in an interview in 2017, Post Malone said this about Justin Bieber. Bieber has gotten super religious lately, real culty. His church, Hillsong, is a total cult. He's already given them like $10 million. It's nice to support something you believe in, I guess, but people are spending so much money and God doesn't care that your church has an effing gold roof. It turns out this whole quote was a lie. Justin Bieber did get really religious, everybody knows that, but Carl Lenz, pastor of Hillsong Church, had this to say. I do not know Post Malone and I have no idea why he would say such reckless things about our church, which he has never visited. Justin has not given our church $10 million and we do not have gold ceilings. We do not even own a church building. Why you gotta lie, Posty, huh? I trusted you. I trusted you, Post Malone. And at number 1 on our list, we've got Oprah. Back in the early days of influencer marketing, when paid social media promotions were just beginning, in November 2012, Oprah tweeted about how much she loved the Microsoft Surface, which is the direct competition for Apple's iPad. Oprah is one of the most influential people on the planet. And she tweeted, "Gotta say, love that Surface. Have bought 12 already for Christmas gifts. Hashtag favorite things." This is clearly a paid promotional tweet. It doesn't say ad because back then people weren't required to disclose if something was a paid promotion like they have to now. The awkward thing is, Oprah used an Apple iPad to tweet this, and fans were quick to notice. Here's a response at Oprah. "How much would Microsoft have to pay you to get you to post that tweet from a Surface instead of an iPad?" That is really awkward. Anyways, Oprah ended up deleting the tweet and the lie made national news. People laughed about it for a while. Not that big of a deal, but still pretty funny.
At number 10, Kris Jenner. The Kardashian/Jenner clan is very well known for their social media presence, and even more so for their photo editing. There have been so many instances of the Kar Jenners getting caught with their Photoshop mistakes, whether it's giving themselves 2 thumbs, extra toes, warping walls, or making limbs disappear. One instance of photoshopping got Mama Kris Jenner caught lying on social media after she posted a photo of herself posing next to Chef Gordon Ramsay promoting a new book. Kris clearly is not a fan of wrinkles because she smoothed the hell out of this picture. It was already enough to get called out on because the photo was so heavily edited, but if you saw right past it, there was another original copy of the photo that was posted by Gordon Ramsay, and this one has no editing done to it. Kris was surely caught in her lie with that one, as Gordon's post really blew the doors off Kris's editing job. At number 9, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is all about his boxing career nowadays. He's getting really into the sport, racking up massive media attention for his rivalries with other athletes and his intimidation tactics he uses against them. I guess one of those tactics include posting pictures of his muscles to make himself look stronger and tougher to his opponents. Well, he tried this and fans caught on to his ruse because there was a bit of an editing mistake in the photo. You can see that Jake tried editing the size of his muscles, therefore lying to his fans and future boxing opponents, because if you look closely on the left side of his shoulder, you can see where the editor forgot to blend Jake's shoulder into the background. His skin instead looks translucent and you can see the stripes from the background right through him. I think that instead of intimidating anyone, he just gave them a good chuckle. Before I continue, I just want to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, because it really helps us out a lot, so go ahead and smash that like button. At number 8, Kylie Jenner. I had to include this one because I just thought it was so ridiculous. In 2018, Kylie Jenner tweeted about how she had just tried cereal with milk for the first time and how life-changing it was. You know the Kar Jenners love to make their experiences more dramatic than they are. Like, who's celebrating cereal? Anyway, shortly after tweeting about her first cereal experience, a fan called her out for lying, where they said, quote, "Girl, you lying. You had cereal with milk on April 25th, 2013 and posted it on Instagram," end quote. I just find this so funny because, one, Kylie literally felt the need to lie about eating cereal for attention. Like, that's the most unbelievable thing that she could ever reveal. But also because this fan who called her out for the fib literally knew the exact date when Kylie last tried cereal with milk. That's some serious dedication to have such specific information about her life on hand like that. I don't know which part of this lie is more bizarre, but what do you guys think? At number 7, Lindsay Lohan. There have been so many celebrities and influencers posting about their workouts and waist training, and it almost seems as though they're all in competition with each other to get the smallest waist and defined curves, as if that's something to strive for. Well, I'm guessing that she was trying to get ahead of the curve, get it? And make it seem as though her waist training was really paying off. Lindsay Lohan posted a mirror selfie to her Instagram, but fans quickly caught on to the fact that she was lying about her body in the photo. Fans pointed out that Lindsay had clearly altered her photo to make her waist look smaller because the stairs in the back of the photo were crazy warped. Unless she lives in an amusement park funhouse, I don't think those stairs are supposed to look that way. Now, I hate to be the person to point it out, but I still think it's important. These kinds of pictures showing off how tiny you can make your waist, whether by using Photoshop or not, can be really harmful to younger people because of these glorified body standards, so we really need to think about the kind of message we're sending with posts like these in the future. At number 6, Janelle Eason-Evans. I'm sure that when celebrities and influencers post brand deals and talk about how much they love the product, they probably never used it. This seems to have been the case with Teen Mom 2 star Janelle Eason-Evans. Janelle was caught lying to her followers about the diet drink Boom Bod. This product is essentially an appetite-suppressing drink that boosts your metabolism and is supposed to help you lose weight. Well, in her sponsored Instagram post, Janelle posted 2 side-by-side photos that were supposed to show her fans her weight loss after trying Boom Bod. But it seems as though Janelle was not able to pull the wool over our eyes, and fans caught on to her lie. Turns out that the before and after pictures were taken on the same day. The 2 pictures were taken just minutes apart, and the only difference is that Janelle changed shirts and hiked her pants up a little to give her a flatter stomach. I do that all the time. No shade. Fans accused the reality star of doing this brand deal as a cash grab and accused her of lying to manipulate her fans. At number 5, Donald Trump. There has been a lot of drama surrounding the election this year between countless ballot recounts and Donald Trump taking to Twitter to talk about voter fraud and his election results, but this theme isn't anything new. In the 2016 election, Donald Trump was caught lying on Twitter after telling his followers that he had won the popular vote. The tweet read, quote, "In addition to winning the Electoral College in a landslide, I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally," end quote. In reality, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, though she did end up losing the overall election. He also lied about millions of people voting illegally and was called out by news sources for this fake claim. It doesn't really seem like much has changed since then. At number 4, Nelly. I think a lot of us have lied about our age. We always see people lying about their age wanting to seem younger or older than they really are, but only a select few of them get called out for it. Rapper Nelly was one of those people. In 2003, publication Teen People was looking to feature the rapper as one of their hottest stars under 25. At the time, Nelly's team told the publication that he was 22, therefore qualifying him to be in the piece, and Nelly took to social media to back up the story, confirming that he really was 22. Turns out though that he and his team lied big time. In reality, Nelly was actually 28 at the time. Obviously, they did this to help his career grow, but this was a serious stretch. They could have just said that he was 24, which would have still allowed him to qualify for the piece, and it would be a little closer to his actual age to make it a little bit more believable. But come on, 22? No one really knows how much being in this piece helped his career grow, but hopefully it was worth it because this lie is something that no one's gonna forget. At number 3, Corinne Olympios. Celebrities are well known for getting plastic surgery here and there, so finding out that someone in Hollywood has gotten some work done really isn't all that surprising anymore. So when fans ask about what procedures you've had done, there's no reason to lie. Turns out though that some celebs still want to make their fans believe that they are still au naturel, even when that isn't necessarily the case. This happened with Bachelor star Corinne Olympios after fans accused her of getting fillers when she said that she hadn't. In order to try and disprove these fans' theories, Corinne posted some no makeup selfies, but fans still went digging. The people over at Us Weekly thought that this could be a big scoop and went looking for some old pics of the reality star, and they found some. Images of Corinne's high school yearbook were published, and it showed that she was really lying about getting fillers. People also realized that her no makeup selfies didn't do much to prove whether or not she had gotten work done, so it really was just a handful of lies on Corinne's part. At number 2, Rebel Wilson. After an Australian tabloid exposed actress Rebel Wilson for having lied about her past, fans were shocked as the whole drama unfolded. In 2017, the publication told their readers that Rebel had lied about her age and name, saying that she was actually 36 at the time and not 29 as fans had previously believed. They also revealed that her name was not Rebel Wilson, but was in fact Melanie Elizabeth Bounds. When news of this broke, Rebel took to social media to reassure her fans that this was fake, saying once again that she was 29 years old and that her name was Rebel. The publication knew that she was lying to her fans, and so they found documents to prove that she was lying. Documents that included her real birth name and date revealed Rebel's lies to her fans and to Hollywood as well. In retaliation, Rebel sued the publication for defamation as she claimed that the tabloids revealing her true age cost her roles in Hollywood, therefore affecting her income because the industry is very ageist, especially towards women. She ended up winning the lawsuit, but people still know her as being a liar. At number 1, Shay Mitchell. Actress Shay Mitchell was caught lying to her fans while promoting a product for Biore skincare. Shay posted a series of Instagram stories showing off the brand's new makeup remover and did a demo of the product to show her fans its effectiveness. Well, the problem with this was that in the video she clearly did not use the product.
Even waterproof mascara, and leaves my skin feeling so fresh.
In the video, she pretended to wipe off her eye makeup with the remover and even goes so far as to show the camera that there was makeup on the cotton pad that she was using, but she didn't touch her eye with the thing. Fans immediately called her out for this and lying to her fans to profit off their engagement. I really don't see how she didn't notice how fake that looked until she got the backlash, to be honest. But that just goes to show the consequences of lying. You get dragged for it. These celebs really cannot fool their fans. They're way too observant to be lied to.
Coming in hot at number 10, we have Bella Hadid. Bella's retouching is quite subtle. She does do this thing though where she makes her eyes a different shape so they appear much more cat-like. She brings them out like this. She also takes about an inch off her waist in almost all the photos she posts. I guess it isn't enough to have been named the most beautiful woman in the world by news outlets. You can always be more beautiful, right? Some people think that her photo manipulation is because she's trying to make herself look like former supermodel Carla Bruni. You have to admit the resemblance is pretty uncanny, especially since she got a nose job. Ooh, shots fired! At number 9 on our list, we have Madonna. I know we already included Madonna in part 1, but there are actually quite a few leaked, unretouched images of her. And frankly, the unretouched images are getting pretty hard to find, so I did what I could. This picture of Madonna with a cross is quite famous. You can even get posters of it, but as you can see from the photo on the left, it is retouched. A lot. The lines on her face were completely removed, the picture is overexposed so she has virtually no skin texture, and a lot of her face has been totally reshaped. Moving on now to number 8, we have Faith Hill. Faith posed for a cover of Redbook magazine in 2007, and although she was in her 40s at the time, she was made to look quite a bit younger. Glancing at the cover, you might not see a whole lot that's different, but like, look at her arm. Do you see it? Huge difference. Her waist is also brought in and the skin under her arm was smoothed out so that it's not popping out of the dress anymore. The shadows next to her face were also removed and the entire photo was brightened quite a bit. But how gorgeous is she in that original photo? For some reason though, looking at them both side to side, I get why they edited the arm. It does kind of look a little bit weird, like it's gonna snap in half or something. Moving on now to number 7, we have Megan Fox. Fellas and some ladies, sorry to burst your bubble, but Megan Fox gets retouched just like everybody else. You probably come across photos of Megan online with perfect skin. Most of the photos of her that exist show her looking essentially flawless. But she does have skin texture. The photo on the left is completely unretouched, the photo on the right is what a little Photoshop magic can do. And I love how even with the Photoshop, her face is pretty much as close to perfect as you can get. She really is one of the most beautiful women alive in my humble opinion. At number 6, we have Tyra Banks. The photo on the left is photoshopped, the photo on the right is unretouched. A few things are different here. First of all, Tyra's token green eyes are much more pronounced in the retouched version. Her eyes are one of the most beautiful parts about her, and it just goes to show that they're likely enhanced quite a bit, so that they appear lighter and more green. You can also see that Tyra's eyebrows have been filled in. Tyra actually doesn't really have much left when it comes to eyebrows. We know this from her makeup-free selfie. Tyra Banks is an open supporter of Photoshop. She famously said that photoshopping empowers women. But while it might feel good to be able to be as thin as you want to be and have the skin you want, the nose you want, the lips you want, it does create unrealistic beauty standards for other people. I see both sides of the argument, to be honest. Like sometimes I just don't want everybody to know that I have cellulite, but then just like don't post a picture with cellulite. Halfway there, at number 5, we have Keira Knightley. This was the poster for the film King Arthur. Not much has changed about Keira's face, but if you look at her chest, she's gone from an A cup to a C cup. Of course, this movie's demographic was men, so maybe the people behind the movie poster wanted to make it more appealing to men. Gigantic jugs. And they did that by enlarging Keira's breasts. But everyone knows what Keira really looks like. She's very thin and famously a little bit flat-chested. It's one of the reasons why she looks like a supermodel. Many supermodels don't have breasts. I actually love that look on women. Kiera's an outspoken critic of Photoshopped. She did an unphotoshopped topless shoot with Patrick DeMarchelier for Interview magazine and said, "I've had my body manipulated so many different times for so many different reasons, whether it's paparazzi photographers or for film posters. That shoot was one of the ones where I said, okay, I'm fine doing the topless shoot as long as you don't make them any bigger or retouch. Because it does feel important to say it really doesn't matter what shape you are." Here's another quick before and after Kiera did for Cosmo magazine. At number 4 we have Miranda Kerr. As if a Victoria's Secret model needs to feel like she has to be skinnier, but oh yes, she does. Right up to the Victoria's Secret fashion show, models are preparing. These supermodels don't eat solid foods. Many work with personal trainers for hours at a time. They are already as skinny as humanly possible for that runway show. But supermodel Miranda Kerr famously took this photo and made her torso sickly thin. The photo on the left is unretouched. The photo on the right is retouched and was the version that she posted to her Instagram. I also like how she didn't edit her friends to make them look smaller too. At number 3 we have Cindy Crawford. Supermodel Cindy Crawford was a 90s staple. It was difficult to turn on the television and not see an ad featuring Cindy Crawford. But unretouched photos of her emerged in 2015 from a 2013 photo shoot with Marie Claire Mexico. And well, Cindy would have been around 47 years old at the time. No one expects her to look like a young supermodel anymore. Cindy claimed that someone had edited the photo on the left to make it look worse. They enhanced all the imperfections, but photos taken by paparazzi do show that much of what you see in those photos is really there, it's just less sharp. Maybe there's some dodging and burning going on in there, some sharpening, but like, I mean, you get the point, right? At number 2 on our list we have Katy Perry. Katy Perry once did a cover for Rolling Stone magazine and apparently they didn't think the original was hot enough, which is like, what? The original photo ended up being leaked. They made her breasts bigger, her thighs slimmer, her stomach more flat and seamless. They removed all the moles from her neck and took her sock off. Oh, and they also did a number on her right hand. Notice the difference in fingers. It's insane to me that a picture on the left is not beautiful enough to unretouched for Rolling Stone magazine. I wish I looked like that when I sat down. Does anyone else like the before a lot more than the after? I feel like she even looks bigger in the after. Like they just made her look more plump. Plump Katy Perry. And at number 1 we have Lady Gaga. Remember Lady Gaga's iconic Versace campaign? This has to be one of my favorite ad campaigns of all time. So if you're not into fashion, Lady Gaga did a campaign for Versace that was entirely to make her look like a young Donatella Versace. You know, Donatella Versace before all the plastic surgery and Botox ruined her face. So some unretouched photos from the shoot were leaked online. The leaked unretouched photos from the shoot show that Gaga was wearing very minimal makeup for the shoot. They definitely added some makeup in Photoshop. She was also wearing a wig, and in the retouched photos the wig was made to look like real hair and the brassy blonde was more platinum. When you see ads for luxury brands like Versace, they almost look surreal because of how glossy and perfect they are. You will then see that ad and subconsciously think, I'm gonna buy that product because I want to look the way Lady Gaga looks in that ad campaign. But shocker, Lady Gaga doesn't even look the way she does in that ad campaign, so. Coming in at number 10 we got Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton has famously claimed that she's all natural. She also famously claimed that she invented the selfie. Even though there are rumors that she'd had some work done, she said, I quote, "I'm all natural and very proud of that." Even Kim Kardashian said on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that Paris Hilton looks the exact same, even after all these years. She hasn't even had Botox or fillers. Paris credits her youthfulness to staying out of the sun and a good skincare routine. She's been using a cream called Creme de la Mer, which is about $175 per 1 ounce bottle. She's reportedly been using this cream since she was 8. I just started washing my face 2 years ago. You've been using that shit since you were 8? Paris is now 37 years old. She has her own anti-aging skincare line and she encourages women to stay away from cosmetic procedures. Quite frankly, in my opinion, she doesn't look like she's had any work done, but what do you think? Next up at number 9 we got Demi Rose Mobby. The Taz Angel has 11 million followers on Instagram and people say that she's had both her breasts and her butt done. She famously hit back at her critics accusing her of being plastic by saying on Twitter, "Stop with the surgery, it's boring." She claims that she grew up with an eating disorder which explains the difference in her body. She tweeted these photos of herself in the red dress and yeah, you do see a difference. But she claims that as she gained weight, her breasts and butt got bigger. She also says that she works out in order to shape her bottom. That is how it works, isn't it? Gain weight, get bigger. Yeah, sounds about right. I don't know. Coming in at number 8 on our list, Shiana Shea. The Vanderpump cast member went on Twitter in 2016 to claim that she didn't have work done, and she said she looks different because she just got better at makeup and she also lost weight. She said in another interview that she lost 25 pounds with the help of a personal trainer. She then admitted that she's been getting Botox since 2011 and having her lips done, but she maintains nothing about her is plastic. Can you really classify Botox as plastic surgery? I feel like it falls within that category, but like I said in part 1, it's not invasive, so she did lie about it for a few years though. At lucky number 7 on our list, we got Angelina Jolie. No introduction needed, but I think Angelina Jolie is the prime example of a woman in Hollywood who has stayed natural. At least so she claims. She said in an interview that she loves seeing herself age because when she looks in the mirror, she sees her mother. That is friggin' beautiful. I see my mother in my face as I get older too. I didn't used to look like her and now I do. Angelina attributes her gravity-defying face to dermatology. She does intense pulse light sessions every once in a while. But what do the experts say? Los Angeles plastic surgeon Dr. Jeffrey Ronsley thinks that she's had a rhinoplasty to make her nose slimmer and more compact. Of course, it is in the interest of plastic surgeons to tell everyone that someone as iconically beautiful as Angelina isn't natural. But then again, you let me know if you think Angelina is all natural. At number 6, we got Gigi Hadid. Okay, so I know that Bella Hadid is supposed to be the most beautiful woman in the world, but I think the only woman who comes close to beating her is her sister Gigi. Gigi insists she hasn't had plastic surgery, and so does her own mother Yolanda. On The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Yolanda Hadid said, I quote, "None of my children have ever done fillers or Botox or put anything foreign in their bodies." She continued, "They know better after seeing what I went through." Yolanda is talking about the fact that her plastic surgeries almost killed her. Truth be told, I think Gigi hasn't had anything done. I know it's hard to come to terms with someone being as beautiful as Gigi being that way naturally, but she is. Other than her trying out various makeup looks and hairstyles, Gigi's face hasn't changed. Not in my opinion at least. What do you think? Halfway there now at number 5, we got Sniper Wolf. Right now, Sniper Wolf has 17.4 million subscribers. Leah has said time and time again that she's never had plastic surgery, and she's also criticized many women for going under the knife and also photoshopping their photos. If you've seen Nerd City's video on her, you know that that's probably a lie. Leah finally admitted that she got a nose job, but she got it for medical reasons. Her critics say that the shape of her nose shouldn't have changed from a medical nose surgery though. As you can see from this photo, her nose used to have a bit of a bump and now it's more of a ski jump shape. She also claims that her plump lips are the result of overlining, which she does do, you can see it in photos. What do you think? Woke up like that? Or nah? At number 4, we got Daisy Keech. Daisy is an influencer with 1.6 million subscribers. She's known on Instagram for her perfect body, but she's also been criticized a lot by people for claiming to be all natural, especially when it comes to her butt. People found before and after photos that show her butt quite a bit flatter and smaller than the one she's known for today. So what did Daisy do? She booked an appointment with Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Ashkan Gavani and had him examine her derriere to prove to her haters that it's her real butt. And guess what, friends? 100% confirmed her butt is real. Here's how. Dr. Gavami says that she's never had kids, her butt is firm, and has good volume. He didn't see any changes in her skin that would have meant she had something artificial injected, like you would with fat transfer. So there you go. She's not only claiming to be all natural, she is all natural. At least, her butt is. At number 3 now, Victoria Beckham. Back in October of 2019, Posh Spice was interviewed on This Morning. When she was asked if she's ever had work done, she said, I quote, "I haven't been tempted by a cosmetic procedure, but never say never." Well, Victoria was actually caught red-handed in this lie because she's already admitted to having plastic surgery. In a letter she wrote to her 18-year-old self published in Vogue magazine, she said she regretted her boob job. She said, I quote, "I should probably say don't mess with your boobs. All those years I denied it, stupid, just celebrate what you got." Back in the 90s, Victoria kept denying the fact that she got her breasts done, and like, I mean, we could all see it. She did. Yeah, she did. That's kinda awkward. Why you gotta lie? Like, I don't get it. How do you not remember that you wrote an open letter to Vogue where you admitted your boob job? At number 2 now, Tomi Lahren. Oh, I'm about to ruffle some feathers with this one. She says no to plastic surgery. Experts say otherwise. The following photos are from when she was a student at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas when she was hosting a campus TV program called The Scramble. I mean, she looks pretty different, no? I almost didn't recognize her in these pictures. And experts have weighed in on their opinion. Dr. Gregory Buford, top plastic surgeon in Denver, says that she's had Botox on her lower eyelids, Botox in her brows, or a surgical brow lift. And Dr. Sean Little, plastic surgeon from Arizona, says she's had a rhinoplasty and work on her chin, lips, and jaw. And at number 1, we've got Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has claimed that she's never had plastic surgery. She admits she gets injections in her backside, but those injections are cortisone shots to help with her psoriasis. Kim does have psoriasis. Kim does say that she's had Botox, but she doesn't classify Botox as plastic surgery. She also says she's never had her nose done and attributes her changing face and body to having kids. And I gotta admit, it's pretty hard for me to tell, especially when it comes to her face. She's admitted to the Botox that we all know. But what I wanna know is Kim Kardashian's butt real? How is it that all the Kardashians, and frankly most influencers, have this like crazy bulbous butt? Is there some like workout that's happening in Hollywood that I don't know about? Here's a photo of Kim's backside before, and here's what it looks like now. And we all remember those really terrible paparazzi photos of her on the beach. They say that if your thighs match your butt, then it's natural. But
Number 10, Mindy Kaling. A video of the actress has resurfaced online recently, which has a lot of people upset. It comes from her appearance on the Conan show in 2016, where she joked about inappropriately touching her co-star Lee Pace. The disturbing confession comes when Conan asks her if the power that comes along with having a show named after you has ever gotten to her head. He was referring to her comedy TV series The Mindy Project, which was based on her own life. After admitting that she did let the temptations of misusing her power get to her, she told the audience the story of how she kissed her co-star Lee Pace without his consent while they were filming an intimate scene. She said, "I improvised just kissing him in the scene, which was not in the script. He was just looming above me and he asked me a question. I was not listening to him at all because who cares what he was saying." She said that he then reacted with an uncomfortable and equally shocked face. What she did wasn't in the script, and it wasn't even talked about beforehand. Conan joked that since she got away with it once, it would be happening a lot more now. Then Mindy jokingly crossed her fingers as if she was wishing it would. Number 9, Jared Leto. The actor caught some heat when TMZ leaked a video of him and his band 30 Seconds to Mars listening to Taylor Swift's 1989 album and saying how they really felt about her. Jared was caught saying, "F her, I don't give an F about her. It's whatever works best for us." Taylor's fans were obviously not too happy with what was said, and Jared received some pretty intense backlash from that recording. So much so that he eventually was forced to issue a formal apology, saying, "The truth is, I think Taylor Swift is amazing and an incredible example of what's possible. If I hurt her or her fans, my sincerest apologies." The whole thing was pretty awkward. Apart from that, Jared's also been called out on Twitter by other celebrities. In 2018, Dylan Sprouse shocked the internet when he tweeted, "Yo, Jared Leto, now that you've slid into the DMs of every female model aged 18 to 25, what do you say your success rate is?" As you would have predicted, the tweet totally blew up and many people were happy that he was finally getting called out. In response, director James Gunn tweeted, "He starts at 18 on the internet?" Well, it's unclear what prompted Dylan's message. A lot of people did not like the fact that Jared never actually addressed those allegations. Number 8, Lizzo. A TikTok user by the name of Taryn Hart made a video explaining the moment that she had a disappointing run-in with the singer. Story goes that she and her mother were very excited when they won tickets to meet and greet Lizzo, as well as tickets to go to her concert in Dallas. After they queued for 3.5 hours, Taryn said that when she finally got to meet her idol, it was not the experience that she expected. Right away, she walked in and complimented Lizzo, saying, "OMG, you're so beautiful and you're even prettier in person." But instead of responding or even saying thank you, apparently she just nodded her head in silence. Then her mother said, "I love your music and I love listening to it on the radio." And Lizzo's response was, you guessed it, more silent nodding. Taryn said, "The woman did not say anything. She didn't speak. Right after she nodded, she turned and smiled for the picture. After waiting 3.5 hours, that was all we got. I didn't even hear what Lizzo actually sounds like." Her video left fans divided, as some people claim that she might have been exhausted and not necessarily trying to be rude, while others were not so understanding. Number 7, Lea Michele. The actress starred as Rachel Berry on the hit TV series Glee from 2009 to 2015, but it was only after the show ended that her real on-set behavior was exposed. The controversial new documentary The Price of Glee features some bombshell revelations about Lea. Recently, the assistant to the executive director, Garrett Greer, described her as a narcissist and claimed that there was a conflict whenever she felt her character wasn't getting enough attention. Debbie Snell, a fellow Glee actor, also came out with his own horror story. He claimed that she banned him from sitting with the main cast during their lunch break, all because she didn't think that he belonged. He said, "I was there maybe 10 minutes and then I got pulled off by someone on set." This person allegedly told him that someone specifically at the table didn't want him sitting there because they said that he didn't belong with the rest of the group. Debbie asked the crew member if Lea was the culprit, and he says that they made a wincing face and then nodded. He went on to say, like, "Wow, I really just got pulled off because of my status on the show. I've never experienced anything like that, even in a high school setting. Number 6. Paris Hilton. When The Simple Life debuted in 2003, the socialite portrayed the ditzy blonde rich girl alongside Nicole Richie. But it was only with the release of the 2020 documentary This Is Paris that fans started to realize the truth. The series revealed that she was actually a genius. Not only has she been putting on a baby voice for most of her career, but when it comes to business, she's always been very intelligent. Paris spoke to InStyle and said, "I'm a lot smarter than I pretend to be. The world got introduced to me with The Simple Life, with this kind of ditzy blonde airhead character, but that's never been who I've been." The movie insisted that Paris was a spoiled brat who claimed to have never even heard of Walmart, but none of that was real. She said, like, obviously I know what Walmart is. It was all about entertainment. Anything that I was doing, I was always planning in a way. I wanted to entertain the audience. Turns out the dumb blonde act really paid off because Paris gets 6-figure paychecks for public appearances. She's also launched 19 product lines and basically created a new genre of celebrity. Those people that are famous just for being famous. Number 5. Jennifer Lawrence. There's a lot of reasons why people now view the actress's personality as fake, but that wasn't always the case. One social media user summed it up pretty well when they tweeted, "The way society turned on Jennifer Lawrence needs to be studied. She was the it girl of my formative years." But then as quickly as she rose to success, everyone was like, wait, she's actually fake and annoying. This concept that Jennifer was pretending to be awkward really gained a lot of popularity in 2013 when she won her first ever Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. She was walking up to accept her award and she dramatically fell on the stairs. Although she did receive a standing ovation from the audience after her fall and she seemed emotional about winning, she was still sensitive about the trip, and apparently it didn't help that news anchor Anderson Cooper made a dig at her days later. She said, "I saw him on CNN 3 days later saying, well, she obviously faked the fall, and it was so devastating because it was this horrific humiliation to me. I don't know if I'll ever have a chance to give a speech like that again. So it didn't feel good for me not to have a speech." Number 4. Trisha Paytas. The 34-year-old YouTuber is best known for her videos where she eats and cries on her kitchen floor. She's been uploading videos on the internet since 2005, and you may recognize her from reality TV shows as well. Many people have asked, how did she become so popular in the first place? Because as we know, breaking the YouTube glass ceiling is a lot of hard work, and Trisha was one of the first creators to do it. She realized that the only pathway to internet fame was to be so outrageous, and so she built an empire off of being a living meme. While many people may underestimate her as simply a dumb blonde, she's actually an expert in the art of trolling, acting, and shocking viewers. Much of her fame came from simple videos where she puts on a persona and plays dumb for the camera, like the time Trisha made a music video professing her love for O.J. Simpson, insisting that she didn't know who he was, but she saw that he was released from jail and found him attractive. Not to mention the time in 2017 when she posted a video claiming that there was a vampire hiding in her house trying to steal her used tampons. As a result, her views skyrocketed, and she even went on to become the first YouTuber on Celebrity Big Brother UK. Number 3. Jennifer Lopez. The singer was called out on TikTok by a former Hollywood stylist named Tamaran, who's worked with several major celebrities from 2008 to 2017. She made a viral video speaking about her less than pleasant experience working with J-Lo. She said that people who work for the singer aren't even allowed to look at her, and there's a reason why she can't hold down a costumer or a seamstress. This lines up pretty well with all the reports of the singer's unpleasant behavior. Apparently she tries to avoid eye contact with anyone in the service industry and makes illogical demands. According to a flight attendant for United Airlines, she actually flat out ignores staff members and doesn't even directly respond to them. The employee told Star magazine, "I just said, what can I get you to drink?" Jennifer refused to even acknowledge me. She turned her head away and told her personal assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke." She wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seems so sweet in her movies. So it's likely that she's different in real life. Number 2. Ned Fulmer. The internet went crazy when a video started circulating on social media of Ned Fulmer from the Try Guys kissing his employee Alex Herring at a New York City bar. Now Alex is one of the most well-known employees of the company, and over the years she's been featured in many videos. So not only was Ned cheating on his wife there, but Alex was also engaged to her fiance Will Thayer at the time, and the couple had been together for 11 years. So the scandal was really insane. Fans were beyond shocked that certified wife guy Ned was even capable of cheating on his beautiful wife Ariel Fulmer. He was known as a super devoted husband who loved to gush over his wife in almost every video, so he really betrayed the audience as well as his own family. As a result, he was swiftly fired from the Try Guys, and he had to put out a statement owning up to the affair, where he took to his own Instagram account confirming that yes, he had cheated on his wife. Family should have always been my priority, but I lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. I'm sorry for any pain that my actions might have caused to the guys and the fans, but most of all to Ariel. The only thing that matters right now is my marriage and my children. That's where I'm going to focus my attention. And coming in at number 1, Mike Myers. The actor's name is synonymous with the hilarious and charismatic character Austin Powers. However, he's reportedly completely different in real life, especially on set. There have been numerous reports suggesting that he is a nightmare to work with some people even claiming that he's a control freak and very grumpy. It has recently come to light that the actor makes tons of demands of his assistants. In fact, Myers reportedly made life a daily nightmare for the cast and crew of one of his biggest films. According to Amy Hill, who was his co-star in The Cat in the Hat, she said that it was a horrible, nightmarish experience. Hill claimed that he selfishly kept everyone waiting for hours, overruled the director, and even had someone standing by just holding his personal chocolates in a dish. Quote, "It was so weird. It was just the worst. I was miserable." Another story involves a fan that offered to buy the actor a drink. After telling Myers how much he enjoyed his work, he allegedly just looked at him and said, "I can afford my own drink," cursed at him and said, "Save your money for my next movie." So it seems like he might not be one of the celebrities that you want to approach in public. Number 10, Gabby Hanna. In 2019, the YouTuber uploaded around 40 stories on her Instagram where it looked like she was at the Coachella Festival. This confused a lot of people because Gabby has always been talking about her dislike for the whole event. But it turned out, of course, that she actually faked the whole thing. With a bit of photoshopping, brightly colored outfits, and some carefully filmed videos, she was able to trick people into thinking that she was actually there in Indio, California. Apparently, it was her own personal experiment that she tried to prove a point about social media being fake. She came up with the idea after speaking to a fellow influencer who admitted that they were only going to the festival just to take pictures. In response, Gabby felt like that was a whole lot of work for something that you're not going to be enjoying. So she decided to get the best of both worlds by getting her Coachella photos without actually having to pay for tickets or spending 3 days waiting for Ubers between her Airbnb and the main stage. She decided to stage the pictures at her friend's house on the lawn. She dressed up in colorful wigs and short shorts and then photoshopped Coachella crowds into the background. In the end, thousands of people were fooled and no one questioned the authenticity of those photos. So Gabby really did prove her point about social media. Number 9, Nate Garner. The California YouTuber got in on the fake Coachella prank with his girlfriend at the time, Carissa Duncan. The two of them dressed up in party outfits and actually drove up to the location of the festival. They even stopped at the Coachella sign on the way there to take some photos in the desert. Nate and Carissa then changed into 2 more outfits. Then they did a full-on photo shoot next to things like palm trees, and they found a location that would convince people that they were actually there. Once they had all those pictures taken, the next step was to edit them and post them on social media. To make the whole thing look even more legit, Nate screen recorded other people's Instagram stories from inside Coachella, and then he posted them on his own Instagram account. Once everything was done, the two of them went back to their apartment and read their Instagram comments from the comfort of their own home. It's safe to say that they managed to completely fool their followers. It's really interesting to see how easy it was to make it seem like they were actually there, so it's no wonder that heaps of influencers do the exact same thing, especially if they don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a ticket. Number 8, Lauren Gray. The TikToker recently set the internet on fire when she posted a video explaining that a lot of influencers lie about going to Coachella. She explained that some of them will just go out to the area where the music festival is held and stay in an Airbnb. Apparently they dress up and get their makeup done just to pose for photos without actually going to the festival. She said they write "post up Coachella Day 1, Coachella Day 2, and they don't go to the festival. They don't have wristbands. They just drive their little butts out to the desert to take Instagram photos, make TikToks, get ready with me's, whatever. Then they drive back and that's it." Lauren called Coachella the Influencer Olympics, and she said that everyone wants to make it seem like they went just because it's the place to be. She went on to say, "So if you feel boring and sad because you're you're not at Coachella, just know that most of those people aren't there either. It's like a very common occurrence that I thought people knew, but I didn't see anyone talking about it. So before anyone else makes the horrible decision to drive to Southern California just for one expensive photo, might as well save time and money and just use a Coachella themed green screen. Number 7, Billie Eilish. It's one thing to fake being at Coachella, but it's another thing to fake being on stage. Back in April of 2022, the singer was headlining at the festival, but it wasn't actually her on stage, at least not during her intro sequence. Billie later revealed that she used one of her backup dancers as a decoy, and she put a disguise on so she could go into the crowd unnoticed. She went on the Matt Wilkinson show and spoke about how she pulled the whole thing off. She said, "I had a body double, one of my dancers from the show. I dressed her up in a show look that I had worn before. We got a black wig and she put buns in it, and we gave her a mask and sunglasses, and she wore my shoes and my socks. I put her up at the back of the stage and she stood there while the lights went on, and everyone thought it was me. And no one ever knew that it wasn't me. Literally nobody knew." While her backup dancer was on stage, Billie then walked through the crowd wearing a traffic vest and sunglasses. She then got to the end of the stage, took it all off, and started the show. So the fact that she was successfully able to disguise herself for such a long time is crazy. Number 6, Vanessa Hudgens. The actress has been labeled the Queen of Coachella. She's been a regular attendee almost every single year, aside from when the festival was cancelled in 2020. There has been some long-running rumors on the internet that she missed out on a couple of years, but for the most part it does seem like she's been at the festival quite a lot. How do we know? Because when she doesn't get to go, Vanessa makes sure that everyone knows about it. This year she seemed to be missing out on the first few nights of festivities. She then posted a selfie on her Instagram story saying the Coachella FOMO is real. So it's possible that she still might be able to make the second weekend this year, but so far nothing has been confirmed. The reason fans are always so excited to see her make an appearance is because her festival fashion is literally next level. Vanessa's outfits have changed a lot over the years, but somehow she's always been able to set the trends. In the 2010s, she had a very bohemian look where she wore a lot of flower crowns, floppy hats, crochet tops, and ruffled dresses. Whereas last year, she wore a lot of bright neon colors and matching sets. Number 5, Nikki DiMartino. Fraternal twins Nikki and Gabby have pulled a few pranks on their followers by pretending to be in places that they're not, like when they tried to fake a trip to Milan by going to Olive Garden and taking photos from specific angles. Needless to say, they weren't successful since they failed to account for the weather and the time difference between their home in Pennsylvania and the time in Italy. Also because anyone who's ever been to Olive Garden could probably recognize the interior immediately. In 2019, when so many YouTubers were exposing how easy it is to fake being at Coachella, Nikki addressed the trend and explained why influencers put in so much effort to make it seem like they are actually there. She said, "I feel like everyone makes Coachella prep videos, Coachella hauls, and uploads pictures to their Instagram stories and Snapchats, which makes everyone who is not going feel like they're missing out. According to Nikki, anyone who cares about their social media is going to make sure they're at Coachella." She said, "You get to show people you are at the place you should be. It's almost kind of like bragging." So basically, most people that do go don't even do it for the music. They just want to get a truckload of content, which means you might as well stay home and fake it if you don't actually want to be there. Number 4, Byron Denton. The London-based blogger became well known for pranking his followers by faking a luxury lifestyle. So it was no surprise that he tried to do the exact same thing with Coachella. To pull off his elaborate prank, he got some help from his mom, who was also a graphic designer. He kept very secretive about his plan to fake going to the festival, which meant that some of his friends commented on his Instagram posts in shock. In an interview with Bored Panda, Byron explained his decision to fake it. He said, "It dawned on me that everyone who is seen as successful on Instagram attends the festival at some point in their life. As it was a time of year where everyone was heading to the desert for a weekend of music and fashion, I decided it would be a great time to go along too." Well, with the help of Photoshop, of course. Apparently he fooled a lot of people, even several fellow influencers. Byron said, "The last thing I want to share about this whole experience is how easy it is to fake a lifestyle online. I'm no Photoshop genius, I don't have masses of experience in how social media works, which means just about anyone with a mobile phone can portray a life that may not always be real." Number 3, Anastasia Kingsnorth. The London-based influencer teamed up with Byron Denton to make a series of carefully staged photos in London that were later edited to look like they had been taken in the California desert. The two of them dressed up in festival clothes and reposted Instagram stories that were taken by actual people who attended Coachella. Byron and Anastasia kicked off the project by buying a ton of clothes from places like Boohoo and ASOS so they could look similar to those that were worn by actual festival goers. photos. They then posed for a series of photos that could be photoshopped and later posted on Instagram. They went all out with this prank and pretended to take the fans on a journey from London to California, but the whole time they were using the backdrop of London's Westfield, along with a Starbucks coffee shop, to try and convince people that they were actually at the airport. Byron and Anastasia then posted an Instagram story that was actually taken in LA by another influencer. Although they both got away with it, their plans started to unravel when they were seen at another concert at the same time as Coachella. Eventually they were caught faking their Instagram posts by several of their fans who were also at that same event. Yeah, that sounds like it would have been a little bit awkward. Number 2, Josh and Archie. The UK pranksters Josh Peters and Archie Manners have almost 1.5 million subscribers on their channel, and over the years they've become very well known for pulling off some truly elaborate pranks on YouTube. So it's no surprise that in 2019 they decided to cash in on all the Coachella hype by pretending they actually attended the festival. First they got dressed up into the right outfits and added a little bit of messiness to it to make it seem like they had been partying really hard. The whole thing was filmed in Josh's bedroom, and they actually bought a portaloo and put it in his room so they could use it to set the scene. They then photoshopped themselves into pictures that their friends sent them from the festival. To make it seem like they were actually at the concert, they put fairy lights up in Josh's bedroom and set it up to seem like it was an actual party. But things became really messy when they posted a very obviously photoshopped picture to their Instagram, which their followers immediately called out. To save this from ruining their entire prank, Josh managed to find an old photo from when he was really at a festival to post online. The last thing he had to do in order to make it realistic was pretend to be hungover the following day, and the whole thing worked out surprisingly well. Number 1, Eleni Sabrakos. This content creator first went viral on TikTok after she made a video about Adele cancelling every single show she's ever tried to see, dating all the way back to 2016. Eleni recently posted another video on the platform called How to Trick People into Thinking You're Going to Coachella. It was basically a step-by-step instruction guide for social media users looking to fool their followers and pretend that they actually went to the festival. Eleni explained that you need to start Venmoing your friends for things like Coachella shuttle, after-party tickets, and flights. That's the first part of convincing them that you're planning to go to the festival. From that point on, you can start posting Photoshop pictures on Instagram, and those people around you are going to be way more likely to believe it. Of course, faking it on social media is also a good idea if you don't like the idea of camping out in the desert with huge crowds. This year there were more than 250,000 festival goers, and if you're going to go for real, there is a lot of work that goes into planning it. Buying the tickets 6 months in advance, sorting out your outfits for each day, figuring out meals, and how you're going to get from place to place. Honestly, it just seems exhausting and excessive.